Douluo Dalu summoning the Holy Spirit Sect. From the beginning, this video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyright or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 151, You two fight together. Chapter 152, You two fight together. Here is the order. The entire Ming Empire was instantly shocked. How long have they waited? How long have they waited? Finally, the royal family of the Ming Empire spoke again. In the eyes of all the people of the Ming Empire, this is a sign that the Ming Empire is about to counterattack and sneak attack the Ming Empire's overseas military bases. In the eyes of other countries, this is the news that the Ming Empire will not give up. All diplomats couldn't help but recall a figure in their minds. That figure was not tall, nor was it majestic, but with that young face and not so tall body, it supported the entire Ming Empire. The Ming Empire will definitely investigate this to the end. In an instant, they couldn't help but panic. Because they didn't know whether it was true that the Ming Empire's overseas military bases were attacked and suffered heavy losses, and the whole country was in grief. If it was true, who would have such a force on the sea? The two empires. Oh, a new continent, a new civilization. Oh, all this was fake, everything was fabricated by the Ming Empire. It was just an excuse to attack other countries on the mainland, or even a reason. Coastal countries have been self-examining and self-correcting, fearing that their own countries accidentally attacked a certain ship, causing the Ming Empire to exaggerate and send troops to their own countries. Ming Empire. Imperial Palace. Nian'an was enjoying the service of 9 top-quality cat girls, squinting his eyes and enjoying it quietly. Ancestors' precepts. That was just my own feeling, paying tribute to a great country in my previous life. Women, marriage. To be honest, Nian'an really doesn't like them. There are so many beauties on the mainland. As long as I want, because of my personal charm, because of various kinds of surrender, as long as I want, even if it's just a thought, how many people are willing to coerce and lure me to send countless beauties to me? Unfortunately, Nian'an really doesn't like other people, and those who are slightly interested are, hey. His right hand gently brushed the cat's ears, the graceful curves of the body, and even the last small silk feet, and then grabbed the cat's tail and kneaded it gently. Woo-hoo, meow. Hululu. A few days later. Sun Moon Continent, East Coast, Tianxing City. The envoys of the two countries, who had been left out for several days, finally lost their patience. General Xiaoyao, we're from the Ming Empire anyway. For better development, although we have temporarily moved away from Xiaoyao Island, we are still loyal to the Ming Empire. As long as our two countries cooperate and annex the Sun Moon Continent, how about we each split it in half? Oh, you provide the weapons and we provide the people. You don't have to take any risks. We can still split it in half after the matter is done. Now you can tell me what His Majesty the Emperor of the Ming Dynasty thinks about the marriage between our two countries. The envoy of Benri country hadn't finished speaking yet. On the other side, the envoy of the Sun Moon Empire couldn't sit still. General, we, the Sun Moon Empire, come to you with the most sincere sincerity to make peace with you, as an apology for the previous mistake. Really, whether you want people or money, as long as it is not too much, our Sun Moon Empire can give it to you in moderation. Assholes. We were here first, you were a bunch of followers. The envoy of Japan was angry. Xiaoyao just watched the two countries compete quietly, with a playful look in his eyes. It was like watching two clowns. Ha, you really refreshed my horizons. As soon as the voice fell, Xiaoyao stood up from his seat. General Xiaoyao, what do you mean by this? Can you tell me the result of the marriage now? Bang. Xiaoyao sneered, and suddenly a strong momentum burst out from his body. Yellow, purple, black, red, 4 colors of soul rings flashed on his body. Result? What result do you want from Japan? Your princess looks like a ghost. Let alone our Emperor of the Ming Dynasty, even if you send her to my bed and get hard for a while, I will be charged with treason. You are from the Ming Empire, how dare you say that? It was you who secretly occupied the islands in the sea area of the Ming Empire. It was you who stole our weapons and scientific knowledge. It's a pity that we have been helping you for so long. You are really a bunch of ungrateful wolves. After hearing Xiaoyao's words, the envoy of Japan's face turned blue and purple, and finally broke down a little. You are talking nonsense, you are the originators of the invaders, and we are just learning from you. You invaded our islands, and we just want to escape from your slavery. You said that it was your sea area, then our ancestors have lived there for so long, why haven't we heard about your Ming Empire? On the other side, the envoy of the Sun and Moon Empire also looked a little unhappy. Before, Japan was led by the Great Sun Empire. In order to expand their power, they also went to farther places to find if there was any mainland land. Unfortunately, there is none. I have never heard of the power of the Ming Empire. What the Japanese envoy said is probably true. Invader, this name is not good. I haven't heard of it, but you are short-sighted. How come? The sea area of our Ming Empire is measured by our Ming Empire missiles. Wherever it can be hit, that is the sea area of our Ming Empire. Why do you have any objection? Bang. The powerful pressure swept over in an instant, and the Japanese envoy fell to the ground again, looking at Zhu Yi in fear. General Zhu Yi, even if the marriage is not successful, there is still righteousness. As long as your Ming Empire withdraws from the Sun and Moon battlefield, I will occupy the Sun and Moon continent and share the Sun and Moon with your Ming Empire. Hearing this, the envoy of the Sun and Moon Empire frowned. What does it mean? I am still talking about sharing the Sun and Moon here. Do you really think that anyone in their Sun and Moon Empire can come and step on it? Ha ha, fight. Zhu Yi smiled and said a word silently. Hearing this what? The envoy of Benri was stunned. Not only the envoy of Benri, but also the envoy of the Sun Moon Empire was stunned. Without waiting for the envoy of the Sun Moon Empire to react, Zhu Yi turned his head and looked at the envoy of the Sun Moon Empire. Yours too. You two fight together. I want to show you the consequences of provoking my Ming Empire. After hearing Zhu Yi's words, the envoy of the Sun Moon Empire turned pale. The first thought in his mind was that the Sun Moon Empire would have to fight on two fronts and it was very likely to be defeated. The envoy of Benri fled in embarrassment. When the envoys of the two countries just stepped out of the territory of Tianxing City, a team of troops wearing gold and dragon armor quickly rushed past. Looking at the well-trained and well-equipped army, the envoys of the two countries stopped their feet. Until the army crossed the sea and entered the land, they found something wrong. This is going to start a war. Chapter 152 Retribution for Betrayal. Zhu Yi did not give the two countries a chance to react. As soon as the envoys of the two countries left Tianxing City, the dragon guards wearing gold and dragon armor chased them out and crossed the sea at full speed. Relying on their powerful strength to crush them, they successfully crossed the sea. After crossing the sea, the well-trained soldiers were directly divided into two groups, continuing the previous blitzkrieg that was always successful. According to Zhu Yi's meaning, not killing the envoys during the war between the three countries was already the greatest kindness of the Ming Empire to them. As for giving them a chance to react, there was no need to think about it. A team of more than 10,000 dragon guards, like a sharp arrow, quickly penetrated the battlefield in the southern part of the Sun and Moon continent, originally called the subject. Enemy attack. Enemy attack. Puchi. Nanyang City. A long sword instantly pierced through the body of the sentry and directly stabbed the other party into the wall. The next second, a warrior wearing gold and dragon armor, armed to the teeth, with only one eye exposed under the cold golden mask, appeared in front of the sentry who was not yet dead. The sentry widened his eyes and stared at the warrior in front of him. The warrior glanced at him silently and drew his sword expressionlessly. His soul power vibrated, and the next moment, a voice that pierced through the entire Nanyang City resounded. Put down your weapons, and those who surrender will not be killed. These 8 simple words stunned everyone in Nanyang City. Trample, tread, tread. Before they could react, a series of rapid trampling sounds of iron hooves resounded. Bang. Boom. The next moment, the entire Nanyang City trembled. At the entrance of Nanyang City, the city gate collapsed instantly. Teams of knights wearing yellow dragon armor swarmed in. They were extremely fast, and they appeared in front of you almost the next second you saw them. The sword fell. Puff. The defenders of Nanyang City, and even anyone who had a weapon in their hands and did not kneel down to beg for mercy, were their targets. Massacre? This is a massacre. The more than 10,000 defenders in Nanyang City did not have time to react. They were beaten to their knees and could not stand up to fight back. In the end, they gave up the counterattack and knelt down to beg for mercy. The mayor of Nanyang City had already fled. On the other side, Yuchu City, Sun Moon Empire, was also experiencing a transition from attack to counterattack. Although the Sun Moon Empire had been prepared for a long time, the strength of the Ming Empire was too strong. In an army with an average of Soul Emperors per capita, the army of the Sun Moon Empire was simply difficult to defeat. Counterattack is to send. Even if the national integrity is the strongest, there will be a moment when it will be killed. Compared with the decisive surrender of Nanyang City, the people killed in Yuchu City were so many that their heads rolled and blood flowed like a river. How could it be compared with the purgatory on earth? When the news was passed back to the two countries, the kings of the two countries were stunned. Beggar, bastard, how can they do this? We have tried so hard to win him over, and I even offered my clean and fair daughter. Why would they fight us without declaring war? Why are they unwilling to share the sun and the moon with us? Emperor Benyu was furious. He didn't understand. He had already contributed his best daughter and was ready to establish a friendly alliance between the two countries. As long as the Emperor of the Ming Empire agreed. As long as the other party provided weapons, or even without the other party sending troops, and the warriors of Benyu fought, wouldn't they be willing to divide the sun and the moon equally after occupying them? Emperor Benyu Miguang couldn't believe it. He didn't understand why the Ming Empire didn't agree to something that could be obtained by lying down. Report, the envoy has arrived. The princess wants to see you. Swish. While Emperor Benyu was still confused, two groups of people rushed in directly. Father. A pale woman with white rouge like a ghost was crying. Tears stained with white rouge makeup, more like a ghost. Father, you promised me that I would marry the Emperor of the Ming Empire and become the woman who is second only to the Emperor and above all people, and the mother of the world. My man must be the kind of man who holds the power of the world and makes the whole world tremble. Emperor Miguan of this country rubbed his forehead. That, Sakurako, there are some problems between this country and the Ming Empire now. Give me some time, I must let the Emperor of the Ming Empire marry you in a formal way. On the other side, the messenger who escaped back in a mess and covered in blood could not hold back after hearing this. Your Majesty, wake up. The Ming Empire has never looked down on my country. He refused the marriage, saying that the princess looks like a ghost, and the soldiers he gave them insulted the noble bloodline of the Ming Empire. We treat them as friends, but they treat us as trash cans. Now, they have started a full-scale war with us. Not only us, but also the Sunday and Moon Empire on the opposite side will fight together. Boom. The moment this sentence came out, the whole court was instantly shaken. The Ming Empire is coming. Damn it, we shouldn't have left the protection of the Ming Empire. They gave us bread and milk. Now our betrayal has angered that powerful empire. Our betrayal will soon be punished. In the court, sad and fearful voices resounded. Only by coming out of the place in person can you know the horror of the Ming Empire. If it weren't for the technology of the Ming Empire, how could Japan dare to invade the Sunday and Moon continent? If they hadn't learned, stole, something from the Ming Empire, they wouldn't dare to invade the Sunday and Moon continent even if they had 10 more years of courage. Now their master is back, and their betrayal has angered the Ming Empire. How can they not panic? Father, since the Ming Empire wants this land, give it to them, as long as I can marry His Majesty the Emperor of the Ming Dynasty. Miguan Yingzi had seen Zhu Nian'an's back from a distance several years ago. Although it was just a back view, the domineering figure surrounded by stars and guarded by powerful dragon guards remained in her mind for a long time. In this world, there can be many men, but there is only one Emperor of the Ming Dynasty, and she must marry him. This is Miguan Yingzi's long-cherished wish. Give up all the cities bordering the Ming Empire and transfer troops back to Beijing. Yingzi, go back first. I promise you that I will definitely help you fulfill your wish. Ding, congratulations to the host, the progress of the sun never sets Empire mission is. On the other side, Zhu Nian'an just woke up from a nap, and the system prompt sounded in his mind. Report, Your Majesty, there seems to be some problems in the Sunday and Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy recently, causing the future throne and even the heir to the throne who are studying here to want to go back. Hearing this news, Zhu Nian'an raised his eyebrows. Find the problem. After saying that, Zhu Nian'an stood up and put on the halo mask. What a big sun, it's time to go see those little guys. Chapter 153 If you want to escape your fate. Chapter 154 If you want to escape your fate. You are finally willing to come, you haven't shown up since the Continental Cup. I never thought you could still participate in the Continental Cup, and you are lucky enough to win the first place in the Adult Champions Cup. God is really blind. During the training break, Yang came to Zhu Nian'an's side, without any courtesy, and took a popsicle to cool off. Although it would be faster to cool off with soul power, this is not an ordinary ice cube. It is made of various medicinal herbs that can restore physical strength. The Ming Empire has everything, and it is not short of gold soul coins. The annual military expenditure is dozens of times the total of all countries on the mainland. This is also the reason why the children of the Ming Empire, the great snow dragon riders and the dragon guards can grow so fast. With the imperial subsidy, various medicinal materials, and the most complete soul ring reserve on the mainland, soul guides, everything, you just need to practice, and leave the rest to God. If you can't compare to the grassroots spirit masters out there, it only means that you are not good enough. Sorry, I just turned 18 that year. Why, you can take the strongest agility attack system of the teenager, but my strongest strong attack system is not good enough. Nian'an touched Yan's head with a bad taste, and then moved closer to her, pinching the soft flesh on her hand, on her calf. He couldn't help but frown slightly. Thinner. The soft feeling on her hand was gone, replaced by a tight feeling. To be honest, Nian'an didn't like this feeling. You fart. I'm obviously stronger. Sir. Sister Xiaoyao and Xiaoyao came to Nian'an to say hello. Nian'an smiled and took out a popsicle. Go and have a rest. Xiaoyao and Xiaoyao nodded. Sir. Huff, sir, my mother asked me to say hello to you. Yi Lenglin, who was shy, could be seen to have many more smiles on her face. Nian'an nodded again and took out a popsicle as well. In front of these little guys, he tried to gain some favor and build some intimacy. As the matter was still fresh in his memory, Nian'an left decisively. He was not afraid that some yellow-haired guy would get there first and steal his customers. In the entire Tianxing College, except for those who were directly affiliated with the Imperial Palace, even the dean had to report if he brought a man in. The significance of Tianxing College in the Ming Empire was also very special. No man was employed here, except for the garrison outside the college. And Yan and the others, apart from practicing all day, were learning knowledge. Perhaps the only chance to come into contact with a man was with Nian'an wearing a mask. As soon as he left Tianxing College, the Jinhui came up to him. Getting on the luxurious carriage, Nian'an silently took off his mask. Your Majesty. Some time ago, the eldest prince of the Xingluo Empire, Davis, completed the third-level Soul Mentor mission of the Sun Moon Royal Soul Mentor Academy and was waiting for the title. It is said that the Emperor of the Xingluo Empire and Davis have an agreement that as long as Davis successfully becomes a third-level Soul Mentor, he will directly appoint the other party as the Prince of Xingluo, but I don't know why. Listening to the report of the Jinhui, Nian'an slowly drove towards the direction of the palace. A few years ago, the Emperor of the Xingluo Empire and Davis made an agreement that as long as Davis achieved something in soul mentoring, reaching the third-level soul mentor, he would be named the prince. After many years and long-term efforts, Davis successfully completed the task of the third-level soul mentor, but the Emperor of the Xingluo Empire, for various reasons, broke the promise and refused to fulfill the agreement. Years of hard work turned into a dream, and Davis fell into depravity under great joy and sorrow. Not only did he fall into depravity, but he also brought other top second-generation soul mentors from the Sun Moon Royal Soul Mentor Academy into depravity. Especially the princes of various countries, these are the ones who will inherit the throne in the future, but for various reasons, they are not loved by the king, or the king loves his younger brother more. Wow, Wise, you are worthy at being the eldest prince of the empire. As expected, your taste is good. The twin sisters must be very smooth, right? You are not bad, good girls, smooth, let's all be smooth. The carriage was driving normally, and suddenly a noise rang out. Inside the carriage, Nian'an frowned. Slightly lifted a curtain. I saw a group of teenagers, hugging all kinds of beautiful women and walking into the nearby Douluo Hotel. Douluo Hotel, Xingluo Empire holds 90% of the shares, and Ming Empire holds 10% of the shares. A romantic place, this kind of place is tacitly stopped in the Ming Empire, and only people from other countries bring their people to do it. You are self-indulgent. If there is only you, the Prince of Xingluo Empire, you can do whatever you want, but there is more than one prince in Xingluo Empire, and there is also Daimyo Bai. Seeing this, Nian'an narrowed his eyes. It seems that we have to add fuel to the fire of these second generations, otherwise this dull life will be somewhat boring. Just when Nian'an wanted to close the carriage curtain, a black figure flashed by in the corner. Nian'an's powerful mental power swept over and then raised his eyebrows. Wait here for a moment. The moment Nian'an said this, the person had disappeared in the carriage. In a park somewhere, under a maple tree, on a stone chair, a girl in black tights stayed in a corner and sobbed quietly. This sad and lonely feeling, tsk, like a good woman abandoned by a heartless man. Oh, I'm so sorry, I actually met a kitten that no one wants and cried. Swish. Hearing the sudden sound in the park, the girl raised her head suddenly, and a face full of tears appeared. 3 soul rings of yellow, and purple flashed by. A pair of sharp claws instantly grabbed Nian'an. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Figures were scattered, Nian'an disappeared in an instant, and Zhuzhun's attack was empty. Don't you have the strength? Why don't you just seek revenge on the heartless man who abandoned you? Is it because you don't care? In Zhuzhun's mind, the picture flashed. Davis made about to marry her and loved her, but in the end she saw him walk into the hotel with another woman in his arms, and what about her? She could only hide in the park and cry. It's so sad, women outside the Ming Empire can't even control their own destiny. Destiny can't be controlled. Zhuzhun's face changed wildly, and finally became angry. Who are you? Don't you even dare to show your face. The moment Zhuzhun said this, a figure slowly appeared and gradually solidified. I'm here, I've always been here. The moment Zhuzhun saw Nian'an's face, her pupils shrank sharply. Nianxing. First place in the offensive department of the Continental Cup. Nian'an ignored Zhuzhun, and there was no expression on his face with a halo mask. TSK, how sad. People like you in this family can't even decide their own lives. Are we born to rely on others? I'm a little curious. Nian'an looked down at Zhuzhun, as if he was playing tricks on a true god in the world, looking down on a human being out of curiosity. I believe that if you can, you don't want to do this. Coincidentally, I also want to see if the Zhu family can stand on their own after breaking away from the Dai family. If you want to get rid of your fate. At this point, Nian'an gently threw down a token. The 2 words Tianxing were clearly written on the token. I've given you the opportunity. It's up to you whether you can seize it or not. After saying this, Nian'an left without stopping. 3 minutes later, Nian'an's voice came from the luxurious carriage. Send the message back to their country secretly, and we will sit back and watch the show. Chapter 154. You don't even have 3,000 copper coins as a monthly salary, what are you risking your life for? Chapter 155. You don't even have a monthly salary of 3,000 copper coins, what are you selling your life for? To be honest, Nian'an has no interest in Zhuzhun. Even if he has, he is not very interested. After all, Zhuzhun is much inferior to those little guys in Tianxing College. But he is not interested only now. Not being interested now does not mean that you will not be interested in the future. You have to know that Zhuzhun's figure will still be a bit hot in the future. Of course, this is far from enough to attract Nian'an. The most important thing is that Zhuzhun has a younger sister. The Zhu sisters. If Nian'an is not interested in Zhuzhun alone, then the 2 together are worth getting. This is not 1 + 1 double happiness. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the achievement task Progress of the Sun Never Sets Empire. On the other side of the Sunday and Moon continent. Knowing that it could not beat the Ming Empire, the Japanese country directly gave up the southeastern border and only kept a few large cities in the south that it had conquered with great difficulty. Emperor, are we really going to do this? After hearing his subordinate's words, Nian'an paused for a moment, and then his eyes became firm. Only in this way can my country survive. Order, mobilize all the imperial troops, and attack the Sunday and Moon in the west. The Ming Empire put too much pressure on Japan. After knowing the strength of the Ming Empire, Japan did not even dare to resist. It was afraid of bringing disaster to itself. In order to solve this problem, Japan even came up with a plan to save the country in a roundabout way. Directly give up the territory bordering the Ming Empire and attack the territory of the Sunday and Moon Empire. As long as Japan occupies the Sunday and Moon Empire before the Ming Empire occupies the entire Sunday and Moon continent, and then successfully contributes the Sunday and Moon Empire. At the time, Japan may be able to return to the time before leaving the Ming Empire military base and betraying the Ming Empire. Maybe the Ming Empire is in a good mood and is willing to give the island on the east coast to Japan. With endless longing, the Emperor of Benriku directly gave up the defense of the entire southeastern border. He turned his gun and aimed at the direction of the Sun-Moon Empire. At night, he launched another undeclared war and began a full-scale invasion of the Sun-Moon Empire. Bang! Zuran, the Emperor of the Sun-Moon Empire, slapped the dragon chair and stood up suddenly. There was a flame of anger in his eyes. Damn it, damn Benriku, how could they do this, how dare they do this? Zuran never thought that Benriku would directly give up the confrontation with the Ming Empire and turn around to invade him. This feeling is like, Others hit you, you can't beat others, then you don't fight others, you come to hit me directly. Outrageous. Zhu Ran once doubted whether the Emperor of Benriku had a hole in his brain. Swish. At this moment, the whole of the Sun Moon Empire Palace was suddenly pushed open. Zhu Yukun walked in directly with dark circles under his eyes and a face full of excitement. It's done, Your Majesty, it's done. The Sun Moon Empire has successfully created our own national defensive weapon. I call it a sunlight bomb, because the moment it explodes, even in the dark, it can be as bright as day, emitting the light of the sun. Zhu Yukun held a white missile and looked at Zhu Ran with excitement. Swish. With a swish, Zhu Ran stood up directly from his seat. How powerful is it? After hearing Zhu Ran's words, Zhu Yukun answered without hesitation. The power is comparable to a Soul King's full-strength attack. 3 bursts, a Soul King under normal circumstances will die. After hearing Zhu Yukun's words, Zhu Ran's eyes lit up. It's done. Although it is only Soul King level damage now, it should be enough to deal with the current predicament of the Sun Moon Empire, right? The Ming Empire is fighting my Sun Moon Empire, and you, Japan, are joining in the fun, so let's fight. Bang. Zhu Ran slammed the table and stood up. The anger that had been accumulated in his heart for a long time finally found an outlet. And July 15th, after several days of all-out attacks by the two countries, the entire Sun Moon Empire seemed to have just reacted. It began a large-scale counterattack. Southwest Defense Line. In the first few days, the Sun Moon Empire was completely unable to defend against the full-scale invasion of Japan, and the battle line was retreating again and again. Until the Sun Moon Empire's counterattack horn from Mingdo sounded, the war was about to break out. The entire Southwest Defense Line was like a meat grinder, and battles would break out every minute, and then dozens or hundreds of people would die. Let these damn Japanese people, rebels, and running dogs taste my Sun Moon artifact, sunlight. Whoosh whoosh. When it was about to fall into a stalemate, the Sun Moon Empire directly took out the sunlight missiles made by the country's master craftsmen. In an instant, bombs with white tails of smoke passed through the sky. Bang. The bomb exploded directly when it landed, and the strong high temperature surged a shock wave, directly blowing away dozens of people from Japan. At the moment when the sunlight missile appeared, the entire battlefield fell silent. The next moment, countless missiles flew through the sky and on the ground. No, don't. Damn, what is going on? The Sun Moon Empire also has this kind of technology, damn, everyone run. At the moment when the sound of fleeing appeared, the natives of the Sun Moon continent, who had originally defected to the Tianxing Kingdom and whose will was not very firm, fled directly. What a joke, you don't even have a monthly salary of 3,000 copper coins, what are you selling your life for? Joining the Tianxing Kingdom is just to save your life, and to see if you can get the illusory merit of following the dragon. The originally weak Sun Moon Empire has now become tough again. It is obvious that the technology of the Tianxing Kingdom is not at the same level as that of the Sun Moon Empire. In this case, why sell your life? From this, the disadvantages of the ruthless main country are reflected. In short, the group of pseudo-soldiers are mercenaries, and they are mercenaries who bite back if they are given enough benefits. They are afraid of death. When Japan's equipment and technology were crushing, they could still fight. Now that their equipment is not crushing, they are crushed by others. This may lead to death. Who will work for you for such a small amount of money? In the first moment when the technology was crushed, within an hour, the entire battlefield was full of soldiers who dropped their weapons and ran back. The Japanese major saw this scene and his nose was crooked. Bagger, what are you doing? You're running away, this is betraying the emperor, one day, you'll suffer, Pucci. Before he finished speaking, a sharp sword was inserted directly into his heart. At a life-threatening moment, who cares about your military discipline? As long as they can survive. All those who prevent them from surviving are enemies. A certain major died directly in the chaos. The defeat of Japan's southwest front was obvious, and the entire battlefield was out of control in an instant, and countless deserters emerged. The moment the counterattack was effective, the Sun Moon Empire did not hesitate at all and directly increased its firepower, directly snatching back 2 large cities from the hands of Japan. The territory ruled by Japan was further reduced. Chapter 155 Sunday and Moon's Last Hope. Chapter 156 The Last Hope of Sunday and Moon. Report, good news. Sunday and Moon Empire. The next morning, a battle report came from the southwest defensive battlefield. Swish. In an instant, Xiaoyao, who was sitting on the dragon throne, stood up. As the first emperor after the merger of Sun and Moon, he had too many responsibilities. He came to power at a critical moment, with two powerful enemies. If he was not careful, the newly established Sun and Moon Empire would be in danger. After the Sunlight Missile, the life-saving light of the Sun and Moon Empire, was developed, it can be said that no one was more eager than Xiaoyao to know how the Sunlight Missile performed on the battlefield. Your Majesty, the Sunlight Missile is invincible on the battlefield, and the armies of our country will retreat wherever it goes. It won't be long before our Sun and Moon Empire can restore the glory of the Empire and drive all invaders out of the Sun and Moon continent. Swish swish swish. After hearing this person's report, all the officials stood up in unison. God bless our Sun and Moon, rise up in times of crisis. Rebuild the glory of the Sun and Moon. The whole court was blown up. Hilly. Xiaoyao laughed wildly in the hall. How long has it been since our country declared war on the Sun and Moon continent without declaring war and invaded the Sun and Moon continent? The two empires of Sun and Moon broke the Cold War and merged again. Even if it was to celebrate the merger of the Sun and Moon Empire, Xiaoyao felt that the wedding night on the day of the marriage was not as refreshing as today. Make every effort to build sunlight missiles. Now the Empire must cooperate unconditionally. My strongest soul guide army. As long as they have the conditions, no matter what they are, they must be completed first. Put the latest batch of sunlight missiles into the northeast battlefield. I want to let the Ming Empire see the price of offending me and defending my Sun-Moon Empire. Didn't you refuse the marriage? Let me tell you, even if you want to marry now, there is no chance. The country of Japan is located in the southwest. Since they gave up the southeastern region bordering the Ming Empire, they directly pressed their heavy troops to the southwest theater. The Sun-Moon Empire is located in the extreme west, so the country of Japan is the first to start a full-scale war with the Sun-Moon Empire. The country of Japan is also the first to be hit by the sunlight missiles developed by the Sun-Moon Empire. This gave the Sun-Moon Empire very strong confidence and wanted to challenge the Ming Empire directly. 3 days later. Northeast Theater. In the past few days, because the country of Japan directly unilaterally gave up the cities adjacent to the Ming Empire, the main force of the Ming Empire has been in the northeast. It has occupied a large area of the northeast, leaving only some marginal areas. The northeast war zone is vast and rich in resources, and it is extremely cold. It should be the main battlefield of the Great Snow Dragon Cavalry. Unfortunately, the Great Snow Dragon Cavalry is still serving in the territory of the Ming Empire. Of course, in front of the Dragon Guards with Soul Emperors per capita, the Sun-Moon Empire has no power to resist at all. Just now, Xiaoyao, who has just demonstrated the power of the Sunlight Missile and knows the dangers of the northeast, sent a batch of Sunlight Missiles without hesitation. He wants to assist the soldiers of the Sun-Moon Empire to defeat the Ming Empire. Northeast Mountains, there was originally a city here, but in order to resist the Dragon Guards of the Ming Empire, it has been flattened under the bombing of Sunlight Missiles. Die. 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 You bunch of bastards. In the broken ruins, a man slowly stood up, with several ignited sunlight bombs tied to his body, and quickly rushed to a nearby Dragon Guard. Bang. Boom. The powerful golden light shone, and the head, body, limbs, quickly scattered, and the flesh and blood exploded like dust. The energy brought up barely reached the power of the 7th level Soul Guide Cannon, 2/3 of the North Wind. Buzz buzz buzz. The aftermath of the explosion slowly dissipated. In the center of the explosion, a golden light shield wrapped around the Dragon Guard who was constantly panting and soaked in blood. Crack. The golden light flickered twice, and a special pendant on the Dragon Guard's neck slowly cracked. The golden Dragon Guard wiped it off indifferently, and the golden armor mask on his head, the eyes under the mask were unprecedentedly indifferent. Choke. He instantly pulled out the big knife from his waist, and the soldiers of the Sun-Moon Empire not far away were split in two from head to toe. On a certain mounting, Xiaoyao frowned as he looked at the Northeast War Zone. The Northeast War Zone was about to be taken down by himself. Why did the Sun-Moon Army have the power to resist again? There were also many missiles joining the battlefield. This made Xiaoyao very confused. Although the missiles did not threaten the Dragon Guards, they seriously affected the speed of the Dragon Guard siege. We didn't want to attack the city in this way. It will take a lot of time to repair it, but, if you use it first, then we won't be polite. Xiaoyao narrowed his eyes and raised his hand. Beside him, a guard raised the horn in his hand without hesitation. Beep beep beep. The next moment, a series of rapid horn sounds instantly resounded throughout the war zone. The dragon guards in the war zone paused, and then turned around and left without hesitation. What is this? What happened? Run away, ha 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 ha, finally run away, this damn Ming Empire, finally, and my Sun Moon Empire's national guardian god. Before he finished speaking, he suddenly paused. Because on the high mountain in the northeast occupied by the Ming Empire, countless figures suddenly appeared. Fire. Bang. Boom. A burst of fire flashed, and all the soldiers of the Sun Moon Empire were scattered in the east and west under the bombardment and explosion of the north wind. 10 minutes later, the sound of gunfire gradually subsided. Xiaoyao turned around, his eyes devoid of emotion. Cross the mountain. An hour later, the army of the Ming Empire officially entered the western regions. Just 2 more cities away was the capital of the Sun Moon Empire, the famous Mindu. Another hour later. Bang. You said, what did you say? Xiaoyao City is in danger. The army of the Ming Empire has crossed the northeastern mountains and arrived in the western regions. In the court, Zhu Ran was furious, his face full of confusion. The sunlight bomb that was given high hopes did not show the ability he should have. Surprisingly, was hit directly at the doorstep. Report, Xiaoyao City was breached half an hour ago, and Xiang City is in danger. Your Majesty, according to the speed of the Ming Empire's siege, the Ming capital is in danger. Your Majesty, please move the capital with me quickly. No, my great cause has not been completed. I have not unified the sun and the moon. Who has a way? Zhu Ran was like a madman under high pressure. Your Majesty, it is said that there is a secret treasure left by the ancestor in the royal ancestral temple, which is said to be able to keep my sun and moon bloodline immortal. Hearing this, Zhu Ran looked up instantly. Yes, I still have a chance, I haven't lost yet. Ancestral temple. Zhu Ran knelt on the ground and kowtowed frantically to a portrait. After a while, blood dripped and flowed into his eyes. Zhu Ran suddenly saw the direction of the ancestor's portrait. Evil forest. Zhu Ran's eyes lit up. Chapter 156 Evil Emperor. Among the many versions of the legend in the Sunday and Moon continent, the one circulated in the royal family is the oldest. The 2 ancestors of Sunday and Moon lived and developed in the Sunday and Moon continent. They met the evil emperor by chance. Since then, the martial spirit is no longer limited to Sunday and Moon. The ancestors of Sunday and Moon sensed the potential danger in it, founded the country, and set a ban. In addition to Sunday and Moon, the Sunday and Moon continent is not allowed to have a third country. Hunting soul beasts, not entering the deepest part of the evil demon forest. Do not hunt soul beasts with the purest blood of the evil eye tyrant. These many bans seem to be warning the people of the Sunday and Moon Empire, but in fact they are to protect the people of Sunday and Moon from extinction. Because, if you really take it seriously, the one in the evil demon forest can make everyone in the Sunday and Moon continent never see the first morning of the next day. In the 2 major tribes of Sunday and Moon, there is also an internal secret order that only the patriarch of each generation can know. Only when it concerns the survival of the race and the bloodline can no longer be preserved, can it be done. And now, it is obvious that it is time to do this. Bang. At this moment, the door of the ancestral temple was kicked open. Zhu Ran, what the hell are you still standing there for? The army of the Ming Empire is about to take us down. They don't care about human ethics at all now. They use high-level soul guide cannons to bombard, and it doesn't even take 2 hours to capture a city. Listen to me now, hurry up and move the capital. Silver Moon King Xiaoyao kicked open the door of the ancestral temple with an anxious look. Since the merger of the Sunday and Moon, Xiaoyao, as the Emperor of the Silver Moon Empire, has established the Sunday and Moon royal family to prevent the 2 empires from continuing to split, or if there is a split in the future. He stepped down to become the regent of the Silver Moon. It can be said that both of them bear the responsibility of reviving the Sunday and Moon. Fortunately, no one in their generation, or the Sunday and Moon royal family behind them, has a mind to restore the glory of the empire. Otherwise, the Silver Moon King would not know how he was pitied to death. No, I won't leave. This is our Sun Moon continent. We have lived here for generations. Why should I leave? They should leave. At this point, the light in Zhu Ran's eyes became brighter and brighter. Yuxing, tell me if your Silver Moon clan's ancestors have issued a secret order. Whenever our Sun Moon clan is in danger of extinction and the bloodline is cut off, we can go to the demon forest and summon the Sun Moon bloodline to summon the evil ancestor. Emperor. Pa. Zhu Ran's hand was suddenly slapped away. Zhu Ran, are you crazy? Do you believe all this? What do you mean by the fucking evil ancestor? You can just lie to the civilians with those nonsense of our ancestors. Didn't you really listen to them? Looking at the Silver Moon King, Zhu Ran's eyes gradually became cold. I don't care. It's impossible for me to give up the Sun Moon continent so easily. I will destroy the last remaining light of the Sun Moon Empire, even if I have to pay the price of my life. And Zhu Ran also put on an unyielding look. Asshole, what on earth do you want to do? Don't you know that I want to retrieve temporarily? Just fight back later. Zhu Ran turned around. Although he didn't want to admit it, Zhu Ran still had a feeling in his heart. Maybe this retreat will be forever, at least I won't see it in my lifetime, so he can't retreat. Tap tap tap. At this moment, a series of rapid footsteps suddenly rang out. Report, Sunset City has been broken, and the army of the Ming Empire is now heading towards the direction of Mindu. Swish. In an instant, Kim Silver Moon's face became extremely ugly. What on earth do you want? Do you want to watch the two empires that have finally merged perish just like this? Zhu Ran didn't say anything, slowly turned around and came to the ancestral temple, looking at the portrait of the ancestor and knelt down silently. It seems that you have to do this, that's all. Alas. With a long sigh, Kim Silver Moon's eyes flashed with helplessness. Let's go to the demonic forest. I want to see if there is the legendary evil emperor. When the Sun Moon Empire was in danger, a group of people came to the top of a mountain somewhere in the demonic forest. Sun Moon Ancestor, today I, Zhu Ran, because of my poor supervision of the Sun Moon Empire, the Sun Moon Empire is about to be defeated. I can't bear to see the homes of my Sun Moon people fall into the hands of bandits. Today, I, Zhu Ran, follow the order of my ancestors and ask the evil emperor to come out of the mountain. Bang. As the king of a country, in order for the Sun Moon Empire to prosper, to defeat the Ming dynasty and preserve the Sun Moon bloodline, Zhu Ran knelt down and kowtowed to show his piety. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. How could this happen? Zhu Ran raised his head, his body trembled slightly, and his eyes revealed an unbelievable look. Bang. 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 The crisp kowtows did not bring the appearance of the evil emperor. The Silver Moon King standing aside finally couldn't stand it anymore. Your Majesty, don't be confused, there is no evil emperor in the world. The only ones who can save ourselves are ourselves. Impossible, impossible, the ancestor would not lie to me. The Silver Moon King reached out to pull. How dare you? In an instant, a big sun slowly appeared, and 8 soul rings of yellow, purple, black, don't leave, don't leave. When the two quarreled, no one noticed that the blood of the two great leaders of the sun and moon gathered together and turned into a pool of golden blood. Bang. At this moment, something strange happened. The originally calm Sun Martial Spirit and Silver Moon Martial Spirit suddenly collided with each other. Zhu Ran and Silver Moon King's faces changed drastically. Not good. Bang. Boom. Ah! A huge explosion suddenly rang out, and all the people who followed were blown to death. A golden light shot straight into the sky. Bang boom. Not long after this beam of light appeared, the entire demon forest was instantly in turmoil. In the deepest part of the demon forest, a huge and terrifying eye suddenly opened. Countless tentacles spread out in an instant. Not long after, a man dressed in black, with white hair, a pale face but a gloomy face walked out of the demon forest. Feeling the fusion of martial spirits for the first time, Zhu Ran and Silver Moon King were completely out of control, and due to lack of control, an explosion occurred. After finally finishing, a strange man appeared in front of them. I heard that you were looking for me. Chapter 157 The Fall of Mindu Failed. Hoy. Zhu Ran and Silver Moon King lay on the ground, panting and looking at the people around them who had come out with them. Because of the accident, they were all blown up, and their faces were full of regret. But, how did he survive such a powerful explosion? Zhu Ran looked up and stared at the man in front of him. His face was weird. Who are you, why are you here, and how did you survive the explosion that was close to the full force of a titled Douluo? After hearing Zhu Ran's words, a mocking smile slowly appeared on the gloomy man's face. Titled Douluo. Ha ha ha, that's really amazing. After laughing, The smile on the man's face instantly converged, and he raised his head slightly, looking at the two with contempt. My name is Evil Emperor. Just now I felt the call of my old friend's bloodliner, and I came here to repay the old friendship. Evil Emperor. Swish. Xiaoyao raised his head suddenly, his face full of hope. You are the Evil Emperor. Besides Xiaoyao, King Silver Moon looked at the man who called himself the Evil Emperor. He had white hair, charming features, and was dressed in a black robe that covered him from head to toe, looking extremely strange. Are you alone? Do you know the danger that my Sun Moon Empire is in now? We are being attacked by two countries under an imminent danger. People are now outside Mingdu. Can you do it alone? The man silently withdrew his gaze from Xiaoyao and looked at King Silver Moon. On this continent, the existence that makes me feel difficult has not appeared yet. As for people, black gas slowly emerged from the Evil Emperor. The next moment, the entire evil demon forest darkened. Children. Just 3 simple words, countless soul beasts flew out of the evil demon forest in an instant. This is the evil eye tyrant, king level. How is this possible? Shouldn't these guys live in the center of the evil demon forest? How could they appear here? King Silver Moon was shocked. Only Xiaoyao was thoughtful after hearing those 3 words. The evil emperor controlled his soul power to lift up the 2 of them slightly, and the 3 of them instantly flew onto a huge evil-eyed demon-winged bird. The evil-eyed tyrant is not the name of a soul beast, but the name of a race. This group of races has a lot of dabbling, as long as there is an evil eye, but only the tentacles and huge eyes are purebred evil-eyed tyrants. Among them, there are various levels of powerful strength. Mingdu. Bang. Boom. Countless missiles flew in. Suddenly there was a strong explosion. Outside the city, Xiaoyao looked at the scene of the explosion in Mingdu, without any emotion in his eyes, just wanting to complete Xiaoyan's task quickly and go home to see his wife and children. Hurry, brothers, work harder, take down Mingdu in one go home to your wife and children, and have a second child. Under Xiaoyan's special arrangement, 100,000 dragon guards have formed families. For Xiaoyan's population planning, only those who have given birth to one child can go to overseas military bases. Although there are some cases where they can take leave to go home in recent years, the time is not very long. As long as they complete the tasks here, they can go home, or bring their wives, children and relatives here. On the other side, in the city. Hold it all for me. As long as we hold it today, when His Majesty comes back with Lord Evil Emperor, we will all be heroes defending the capital. If we can't hold it, your children will become slaves of others, and we will also be slaves of a fallen country, and we will be slaves for life. The commanders of both sides gave speeches. In Mingdu, batches of people were burned to death, and when they died, someone else took over. Fighting, damn, Ming Empire, Lord Evil Emperor. In the air, on the huge evil-eyed demon-winged bird, Xiaoyao looked at Mingdu, which was riddled with holes by various missiles, and his face was full of heartache. This is the capital of the Sun and Moon Empire. This is the city created by his own hands. What's the hurry? The evil emperor sneered and fell from mid-air. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Bang. The ground collapsed and shook instantly. On the ground, the evil emperor, who had just landed, raised his head slightly. Several north wind missiles in the distance locked onto him and flew towards him. The evil emperor narrowed his eyes and opened his hands. The black energy shield instantly intercepted and covered these north wind missiles. Bang. The next moment, the energy shield exploded instantly, and a very strong energy shockwave exploded instantly. I didn't expect, in just 1,000 years, humans have developed to this point. The evil emperor was slightly shocked. Just the missiles he just intercepted casually, not to mention that he just intercepted them casually, but just those little gadgets were enough to kill a 10,000-year soul beast from his own evil clan. It is true that there is a little bit of strength, but that's all. The moment the evil emperor finished speaking, a powerful black soul power suddenly burst out from his body, and a huge black energy barrier instantly enveloped the entire Ming capital. Bang. Bang. All the north winds that followed were intercepted by the black energy barrier. How is this possible? On the other side, Xiaoyao suddenly widened his eyes. General, it's not good. Look to the left, so many soul beasts are coming to kill us. In a place that Xiaoyao didn't notice, in the air, a huge evil-eyed demon-winged bird swooped down quickly. Go to hell. Bang. Two people quickly flew down from the bird and instantly killed Xiaoyao. Yellow, purple, blab, blab, red, 2 yellow, 2 purple, 3 blab, and 2 red. 9 soul rings flashed on Xiaoyao's body. After so many years, with the cultivation of so many resources in the Ming Empire, Xiaoyao has broken through the title. Although this title Luo has no gold content and is only at level 91, he can still defeat the 2 8-ring soul Luos. Blue Silver Overlord Sword. The 9th soul ring on his body flashed, and a giant sword wrapped with blue silver grass suddenly flew out quickly. Bang! Boom! After the violent explosion, Nian'an and Silver Moon King wiped the blood from the corners of their mouths and retreated. The two looked at each other, and the martial spirits behind them instantly enlarged infinitely, and the moon and sun martial spirits overlapped infinitely. Sun and moon, glory. Looking at the attack methods of the two, Nian'an did not dodge or avoid, and a crazy look appeared in his eyes. Come on, I want to see what strength you have. In a place that Xiaoyao did not notice, a soul beast with huge eyes and countless tentacles stared at him coldly. As this strange soul beast stared at him, the soul beast's eyes gradually turned red, and then a roar that was not like a human voice resounded. Evil eye gaze. Bang! A red beam of light shot out instantly. The moment this red beam of light hit Xiaoyao's face changed wildly, and the soul power in his body became chaotic. The 100% of the title soul power that could be used originally, now 30% may not be mobilized. Until the explosion of Nian'an and Silver Moon King in front of him came. Bang! General! An urgent call resounded in the Dragon Guard team. Falling to the ground, Xiaoyao only felt that the shadows kept overlapping, and his left hand was numb. He looked down. My hand. Looking up, he saw that the battlefield was in chaos, with countless soul beasts everywhere. Most of these soul beasts were 10,000 years old. In order to protect themselves, the Dragon Guard retreated again and again. Seeing that casualties had occurred, Xiaoyao could not sit still. Retreat, Sunset City. Ding, the mission of the Empire of the Sunday has been achieved, 75%. Ding, the mission of the Empire of the Sunday has been achieved, 70%. The Ming Empire. Looking at the system prompt, Nian'an was confused. Chapter 158. Intimidate the Evil Emperor. What the hell is this? The mission achievement of the Sun Never Sets Empire will drop? Nian'an was slightly stunned, and then he quickly started to think. Why did the mission achievement drop? Nian'an didn't understand, but he understood one thing. That is, the more places the Ming Empire occupied on the Sunday and Moon continent, the higher the achievement of this mission would be. Now that the mission achievement has dropped, does it mean that the territory occupied by the Ming Empire far away on the Sunday and Moon continent has decreased? The moment this thought came out, Nian'an knew that this was probably the problem. It's just that what exactly caused the Ming Empire to reduce the territory occupied on the Sunday and Moon continent? With the strength of 100,000 Dragon Guards, plus the assistance of many Soul Guides and high-level Soul Guide cannons, Nian'an couldn't think of why they would lose. Ding, the Sun Never Sets Empire achieved the mission, 60%. Ding, the Sun Never Sets Empire achieved the mission, 50%. In the past 2 days, the achievements of the Sun Never Sets Empire have dropped by 20% in succession. Fortunately, Nian'an finally figured out why the achievement mission was lost because Xiaoyao, who was far away in the Sunday and Moon continent, wrote to him. Your Majesty, on July 20th, our army found that the other side was the first to use Soul Guide cannons in a head-on battle with the Sun-Moon Empire. This Soul Guide cannon has been tested and has reached the full force of a level 50 Soul King. Although the Ming Empire's army is invincible, the appearance of Soul Guide cannons has obviously reduced the soldiers' siege speed. In order to complete the unification cause as soon as possible, Xiaoyao will not use Befeng. From then on, wherever the Ming Empire went, the city collapsed, and the defending soldiers and civilians suffered countless casualties. Although the speed of siege was increased at the cost of blood and cities, the effect was still very ideal. In just one day, we reached the capital of the Sun-Moon Empire, Mingdu. Just when we were about to make a concerted effort to flatten the Sunday and Moon and plant the flag of the Ming Empire in the capital of the Sun-Moon Empire, an accident occurred and a large number of soul beasts attacked us. They are organized and premeditated. Most of them are 10,000-year soul beasts, and are led by 100,000-year soul beasts. After the soul beasts joined the battlefield, the Dragon Guards encountered strong resistance. In order to avoid too many casualties in the Dragon Guards, I chose to withdraw. The counter-attack of the Sunday and Moon came. The combination of Soul Masters and Soul Beasts made our army lose 2 cities in a row. Now my entire Min army has withdrawn to the northeast. Your Majesty, please use the national treasure to suppress the soul beasts and sweep across the sun and moon. At this point, the content of the letter finally ended. Nian'an read it all and understood what situation Xiaoyao was in now. If it were just some ordinary 10,000-year soul beasts, the Ming Empire's 100,000 great snow dragon riders, with an average soul empire cultivation level, would be useless no matter how many soul beasts came. However, Xiaoyao seemed to have a little trauma because of the last incident of the 100,000 dragon guards. He didn't dare, or didn't want to let the dragon guards suffer a large number of casualties again. So he asked Nian'an for instructions, hoping to win this war with the help of the Ming Empire thousands of miles away. What? The Sun and Moon Empire asked for foreign aid, so can't he ask for foreign aid? The national treasure. Seeing these 4 words, Nian'an's pupils narrowed. The national artifact is Bethan, which guarantees that you will not be bullied by others. But if it comes to lethality, this one is far worse than that one. That's right, this time Xiaoyao wants to invite the Ming Empire's national artifact, the 9th level soul guide, the Little Girl of Peace. Since completing the task and obtaining the little girl's production drawings, Nian'an has actually been looking for someone to make it in secret. Although the production difficulty is high due to the scarcity of high-level soul guides, the annual output is very low. But this thing, after eating it, no one will want to eat a second one. If it is used for deterrence, one is enough. But the soul beasts of the Sun and Moon continent help the Sun and Moon Empire and attack the army of the Ming Empire. Is this really that simple? From the letter, Nian'an really can't see anything. I only know that there is a 10,000-year soul beast tide. The soul beast tide helps the Sun and Moon Empire, and there are also soul beasts of the 100,000-year level in this soul beast tide. But how is this possible? You know, the identities of soul beasts and humans have always been opposing identities. A 1,000-year-old soul beast that has no intelligence at all can help humans, and it can be said that it is a captive soul beast. But how can a soul beast like a 10,000-year-old soul beast that has a little bit of intelligence and a soul beast like a 100,000-year-old soul beast that can speak help humans? The only explanation is that things are not just that. Why would soul beasts help humans and help the sun and the moon? A 100,000-year-old soul beast lets the 10,000-year-old soul beast tide. Impossible. As far as Nian'an knows, the master of soul beasts on the Sun and Moon continent is not a simple 100,000-year-old soul beast. You must know that the current soul beast master of the Sun and Moon continent is the evil tyrant master who will reach a level infinitely close to 800,000 years in 10,000 years. 10,000 years later, the relationship between the evil tyrant master and the evil soul master is unclear, and it is also the national emblem of the Sun and Moon Empire. Obviously, this matter is most likely the evil tyrant master who is causing trouble. The strength of the evil tyrant master is very powerful, and even the limit Douluo may not be able to beat him. It is estimated that he is infinitely close to the level of a demigod. It is not easy to achieve the goal of deterrence. Come here, tell the Dean of the Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy. As soon as Nian'an finished speaking, Min Lei, the only 9th level soul instructor in the Ming Empire and the Dean of the Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy, walked into the hall. Your Majesty. Glancing at Min Lei, Nian'an spoke straight to the point. Go to laboratory No. 1 later, take out 3 little girls, and go to the Sun Moon continent to assist General Xiaoyao in intimidating the Sun Moon. As he spoke, Nian'an took out his personal token from his body. This is a weapon for the equality of all beings, and it is very powerful. If one is used, the entire Min city will probably be wiped off the map. How could Nian'an not keep a close watch on such a thing? 3 pieces are probably not enough. Thinking of this, Nian'an pondered for a moment. Get the blue silver sand here. Tianxing, who was in seclusion, was awakened and then brought to the hall. Nian'an slowly stood up and came to Tianxing, who was still a little confused. In a moment, you must summon the idol deacons of the Holy Spirit Church, and wake up those who were in seclusion as soon as possible. Together with the Grand Master who is in seclusion behind your Holy Spirit Church, go to the Sun and Moon continent to intimidate a very powerful beast with great cultivation and strength. Swish swish swish. In an instant, everyone in the hall raised their heads. A beast? In fact, the strength of the evil tyrant overlord is far beyond what Yishishui, 1 extreme plus 1 super, and 1 titled Douluo can contend with. With this strength, it is not enough to intimidate the evil emperor. However, Nian'an really has no time to deal with the evil emperor's affairs now. Looking at the backs of Tang Yao and others leaving, Nian'an looked to the right with entanglement. Old Long, you should go too. I'm afraid that this group of people may not be able to suppress that thing. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novel, as there you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 159, The 100,000-Year-Old Evil-Eyed Tyrant. At the moment when Nian'an finished speaking, the void on the right side was illusory. After a while, an old man with silver hair slowly stepped out of the void. Your Majesty, how can this be possible? Long Xiaoyao's face flashed with entanglement. Obviously, after hearing Nian'an say that this group of people seemed to be unable to suppress the thing this time and their lives were in danger, Long Xiaoyao hesitated. He really wanted to go because Yishishui was among this group of people. For some reason, the system summoned them out and did not directly cut off their ties. Fortunately, Nian'an was not interested in their trivial matters. Why not? You went there for the stability of the Sunday and Moon Empire. After hearing Nian'an's words, Long Xiaoyao pondered slightly. Then, Your Majesty's safety. Hearing this, Nian'an retracted his gaze and slowly stood up. After you leave, the Ming Empire will conduct military exercises with the Heavenly Kingdom, and the Phoenix Hunt will return to the Ming Empire. Nian'an still cares about his own safety. However, as long as they are not crazy, no one will come to provoke the Ming Empire at this time. But in order to reassure Long Xiaoyao, Nian'an still came up with a plan to let Ma Xiaotao of the Heavenly Realm Kingdom return to the Ming Empire. His safety will be handed over to this woman in the next few days. In fact, with Nian'an's current strength, ordinary titled Douluo can only be defeated in the northwest if they come to attack. For Super Douluo, Nian'an may not be without the ability to fight. The most important thing is the extreme Douluo. However, there are only a few extreme Douluos now, and the Ming Empire accounts for 2/5. I believe that as long as they are not crazy, no one will provoke the Ming Empire at this time. But it is better to be safe than sorry. In the imperial family of the Ming Empire, the first time it announced military exercises with the Heavenly Realm Kingdom. On the Douluo continent, the only queen responded personally. The Ming Empire is our friend. In order to test the military strength of the Heavenly Realm Kingdom, this king agrees to conduct military exercises. At the moment when this news appeared, the most uncomfortable thing was the Xingluo Empire. The Xingluo Empire is located in the middle of the Tianxing Kingdom and behind that Ming Kingdom. Their two neighbors were conducting military exercises directly, and they had no idea about it before the incident. How could they not be afraid? You know, these two countries signed a non-aggression treaty in the Warring States period. Xingluo Empire. I'm so panicked, my neighbors signed a non-aggression treaty. Feeling a little chilly on the back, the Xingluo Empire did not hesitate to directly pull the Antonio Kingdom to start a military exercise. On the other side, the Kingdom of Kilakris saw that its two neighbors had started a military exercise. What was the Antonio Kingdom and the Xingluo Empire like? Didn't they know? Wearing the same pants, they were afraid that the exercise would turn into a sneak attack in the end, so they hurriedly started a military exercise with the Pelag's Kingdom. At the moment when Kilakris and the Pelag's Kingdom started to move, the three Western Alliance countries could not sit still again. These two countries have a criminal record, and the Blitzkrieg is at thief 6, and they are afraid of being attacked by surprise. The three countries started again. The three kingdoms made such a big move without informing everyone, and the Tiando Empire was shocked. Fearing that the previous feud with the Kingdom of Silvers had reached the breaking point, NATO was ready to attack the Tiando Empire, so it began to mobilize troops again. The Cold War in secret finally successfully turned into a military race. On the mainland, this superficial peace seemed to be unable to last for a variety of reasons. On the other side, Bayou City. Because of the intervention of the evil emperor, the Soul Beasts and the Sun and Moon Army formed an alliance, and the army of the Ming Empire retreated again and withdrew from the western region. Came to the northeast region, Bayou City. Because the Sunday and Moon Empire stretched the front line too long, there was no choice but to stop the attack and close the front line. And after waiting for a few days, Xiaoyao finally waited for the support of the Ming Empire. Here, General, people from the Ming Empire are coming. With the call, Xiaoyao also saw the people coming from the Ming Empire this time. Swish. Seeing the people coming towards him, Xiaoyao instantly stood up and saluted. The commander of the 1st Overseas Army of the Ming Empire, Xiaoyao, greets you all. Xiaoyao's eyes swept over the Dean of the Sunday and Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy, the Holy Saint of the Holy Spirit Church, and even the Supreme Leader of the Holy Spirit Church. Then he slowly put down his hand. Ha, General Xiaoyao, I haven't seen you for many years. You have changed a lot. Your improvement in cultivation makes me very envious. It was Minglei who spoke. Xiaoyao had just broken through the soul ring of the Soul Saint, and it was he who led people to hunt him. Elder Minglei. Minglei waved his hand. Let's talk about the past later. Now we should complete your Majesty's task as soon as possible. Tap tap tap. The moment he finished speaking, the whole city was instantly shaken. Report, General, they are coming again. This time it is a beast tide. They want to forcefully break through our city wall. Wa la 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 la. At this moment, the sound of armor colliding resounded. Looking down, behind the city gate, the dragon guards were ready. They were ready to fight against this group of soul beasts and push out directly. Hee, no need to be so troublesome. At this moment, Tianxing, wearing a blue dress, slowly walked out. She slowly raised her right hand, and in an instant, the gold and blue-silver grass grew wildly. A huge black soul ring flashed. In the distance, a bunch of tough blue-silver grass connected to each other, and when the soul beast rushed up, they were directly straightened. Bang! Bang! A huge stampede occurred instantly, and the group of soul beasts leading the rampaging soul beasts were directly tripped. The ones behind couldn't stop and stepped on them directly. Suddenly, yellow, purple, soul rings of various colors flew up quickly. These were the ownerless soul rings of accidental deaths. Next to a huge evil eye of evil hatred, the evil emperor slowly opened his eyes. Interesting, you, give them a good start. The moment the evil emperor's voice fell, this strange soul beast flew out instantly, countless tentacles appeared, and the speed of movement was very fast. After a while, it rushed directly in front of many soul beasts. It rushed directly to Bayou City. Obviously, it wanted to directly break through the defense of Bayou City, withstand the attack of the Ming Empire, and kill a way for the soul beasts behind. So that they can directly enter Bayou City. As long as they enter Bayou City, it will be the home court of the soul beasts, because a large number of troops in the city cannot charge at all. 100,000-year soul beast, interesting. Blue-silver entanglement. At the moment when this king-level 100,000-year evil eye tyrant was about to rush to the city gate, countless gold and blue-silver grass suddenly shrank and fiercely entangled this huge eye soul beast. I'll do it. With a burst of laughter, Minglei stood up, and 9 soul rings of yellow, purple, black flashed. The next moment, a set of heavy armor appeared on his body. A huge cannon barrel was aimed at the evil eye tyrant, and the next moment countless lights condensed. Bang! The light of the Holy Spirit. Squeak. A strange sound came out, and the evil eye tyrant sensed the danger, and his eyes widened suddenly, and his eyes were gradually filled with hatred and anger. Ah! A black light shot out quickly and collided with the light of life. The black light was obviously no match for the light of the Holy Spirit, and the distance kept shrinking until the light accurately hit its eyes. Ah! Chapter 160 The Evil Emperor Takes Action. Wow, this is a spiritual force field, a special innate soul skill of the Evil Eye clan. Within this spiritual force field, anyone with a lower spiritual power than this will experience dizziness, fainting, mental trauma, and other adverse reactions. We must stop it from continuing like this, otherwise, the main army is likely to collapse. Hearing someone explain why he was feeling uncomfortable, and why someone fell down and vomited crazily under the city wall, Xiaoyao could not sit still. I'll do it. Minglei took a step forward, and the next moment, a huge black soul ring on his body slowly shone. The muzzle was aimed at the 100,000-year-old evil eye tyrant, and the next moment, without any hesitation, he pulled the trigger directly. Bang! The shell flew out quickly, and when it was close to the 100,000-year-old evil eye tyrant, the void began to slowly become illusory. This severely injured 100,000-year-old evil eye tyrant actually disappeared directly. This is a mental illusion. Damn it, this is an absolute mental crush. Under such circumstances, I can't do any serious harm to him. Minglei accurately stated his current situation and took action, retreating directly. Since the current situation is no longer something he can solve, he certainly won't stay there and waste his or other people's time. The moment he retreated, a blue figure quickly flew out. The next second, a blue light shone, and the next moment, countless blue-silver grasses grew wildly with this blue figure as the center, until the golden blue-silver grass surrounded the entire mental force field. Tanya opened her eyes instantly. In her perception, a creature full of evil, hatred, disgust, anger, and all kinds of messy emotions was approaching her at a very fast speed. At this moment, the originally calm space 10 meters away from her was instantly broken, and a huge creature with bloodshot eyes appeared. Die for me. Buzz buzz buzz. Along with the furious roar, there was also a strong soul power frequency vibration. I've got you. Facing the attack of this 100,000-year-old evil-eyed tyrant, Tanya was not panicked at all, because the gap between them was too big. Blue-silver strangling. Swish. With the shining of a huge black soul ring, the next moment, countless blue-silver grasses accurately caught the 100,000-year-old evil-eyed tyrant that was close to her. Puff. The tentacles on the evil-eyed tyrant were instantly broken, and the huge eyeball was squeezed. Die. You die too. Mental shock explosion. Bang boom. In the sky, in the center of the two circles of unclear friendship suddenly exploded. Countless soul beasts outside Bayou City and countless Draken guards inside Bayou City instantly held their heads with their hands and kept wailing. The soul beasts were not in a good condition either, and many of them were bleeding from all 7 orifices. There were even a few soul beasts at hundreds and thousands of years that were close to them, and their spirits collapsed on the spot, and their soul rings floated out. At this time, Tanya, who was at the center of the explosion, had blue lines on her face, and a piece of wooden bone was slightly visible. It was obvious that she was fine under this mental explosion, all thanks to her head soul bone. Impossible. How can you be fine, damn it? Seeing that Tanya, who had grabbed him, had no problems at all during the mental explosion, the evil-eyed tyrant became anxious. Its violent struggle did not bring it freedom. The emotions in Tanya's eyes calmed down slightly. Although her martial spirit has now returned to normal, her personality is still that of a blackened one. Decisive to kill. Blue-silver overlord spear. Swish. The blood-red soul ring flashed, and the next moment, a golden spear instantly pierced the huge eye of the evil-eyed tyrant. This 100,000-year-old evil-eyed tyrant was originally injured before. If it was hit by Tanya again, it would probably be killed directly. Seeing that the blue-silver overlord spear was getting closer and closer to the evil-eyed tyrant, it was about to pierce the huge eye. At this moment, a layer of purple-black energy spread out instantly, and the scene stopped in that instant. The situation changed drastically in an instant, and the next moment, a thunderous, deafening, godlike roar resounded. Don't hurt my son. Behind the Soul Beast army, in the army of the Sunday and Moon continent, after this roar resounded, Zuran and the Silver Moon King looked at the man beside them with shocked eyes. At this time, the evil emperor had long lost the ease and indifference on his face. His pale face was full of hideousness and anger, and his whole body was wrapped in the powerful momentum. In front of and behind him, countless Sunday and Moon soldiers knelt down one after another. This kind of strength is estimated to have surpassed the title Duo, and even the legendary Super Duo. Super Duo, this is a situation that the Sunday and Moon Empire can't even imagine. In the current Sunday and Moon Empire, the development of Soul Masters seems to have a fault. Before, the strongest was only a title, and the super one was unthinkable. HMPH. With a cold snort, the figure of the evil emperor began to quickly become illusory until he flew into the sky and turned into a huge and terrifying creature similar to the evil-eyed tyrant. However, the body of this evil-eyed tyrant was actually several hundred meters long, and its countless tentacles were so long that it was unimaginable. You dare to hurt my child, you have already met your death. In the sky, a tentacle slowly appeared next to the huge eye. The moment the word fell, the tentacle extended without limit and quickly stacked towards Tanya, who wanted to kill the 100,000-year-old evil-eyed tyrant. The speed of the evil emperor was very fast, and he appeared not far in front of Tanya in almost the blink of an eye. The tentacle stretched straight, the tip of the tentacle was extremely sharp, and the whole body was black, emitting purple-black air. Blue-silver domain. Seeing that she was about to be injured, at the last moment, Tanya finally broke through the mental control of the evil emperor. After her martial soul evolved and became the blue-silver emperor, Tanya's soul power had long been upgraded from the 95th level Super Duo. After so many years, her soul power has stabilized at level 98. Although there is a big gap between her and the evil emperor, she will not be killed instantly at the beginning. Looking at the tentacles shooting in front of her, Tanya controlled the blue-silver overlord spear to change direction. Go. Chapter 161 Nuclear Explosion Evil Emperor. Bang. Zalalala. At the moment when the tentacles touched the blue-silver overlord spear, the gap between Tanya and the evil emperor was revealed. Although Tanya used the 10,000-year soul skill in the fight with the evil emperor, the sharp tentacles of the evil emperor still directly broke through the blue-silver overlord spear. The blue-silver overlord spear shattered into pieces, breaking into broken blue-silver grasses, falling on the ground. You know, this was just an attack by the evil emperor, and the tentacles were mobilized at all by a thought. You know, the strength of the evil emperor is not physical attack, but from the spiritual level. 7th soul skill, blue-silver true body. Helplessly, facing the endless oppression of the evil emperor, Tanya could only hand over the martial soul true body in advance. Suddenly, a golden blue light shone, countless blue-silver grasses grew, and a black 10,000-year soul ring rose on Tanya's body. Suddenly, countless golden blue-silver grasses appeared and entangled with the sharp tentacles. Layer, 2 layers, layer after layer of entanglement, a large amount of soul power was lost, and soon Tanya's forehead was covered with cold sweat. Zalalala. Fortunately, Tanya did not wait too long. Not long after, she used the blue-silver grass to force the evil emperor's tentacles to stop. Die. Seeing that the threat had stopped, Tanya wanted to wipe the cold sweat from her forehead. Suddenly, a strong spirit gathered. Not far away, the 100,000-year-old evil tyrant who was previously controlled by Tanya suddenly launched a mental explosion again. This time Tanya was not prepared at all, and she didn't even react in time, and was directly blown away. Bang. Rumble. Crash. The blue-silver pattern high heels left a long scratch on the ground. Tanya looked up and reached out to wipe the blood from the corner of her mouth. Seeing that Tanya still had the ability to fight, the evil emperor in the sky couldn't stand it anymore. The huge eye narrowed instantly, and powerful soul power gathered instantly, and purple-black light shone. Whoosh! The next second, a purple beam of light shot out instantly. Mental paralysis ray. This beam of light was fast, very fast. Before Tanya could react, it hit her directly, and she froze in place. Damn, this feeling, spirit, body, I can't move. Tanya wanted to mobilize the soul power in her body, but found that the speed of mobilizing soul power was abnormally slow. Not only her thoughts, but even her body had abnormalities. Die. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. This time, not just one tentacle, but 3 of them quickly killed Tanya. This time, no one stopped them. These 3 tentacles appeared in front of Tanya in the blink of an eye, and they were about to penetrate her petite body. Above Bayou City, a woman wearing a black robe, revealing only half of her melon-seed face, narrowed her eyes slightly. The next moment, a bloody, terrifying, and powerful aura burst out instantly. Almost in the blink of an eye, a huge and terrifying humanoid puppet emitting countless bloody evil spirits appeared behind the woman. Blood Soul Blade. A huge blood-red sickle suddenly appeared in the hands of the woman and the huge puppet behind her. Then, without any hesitation, they chopped down the tentacles in the distance. Puff. The sound of easily cutting off the flesh resounded. The 3 tentacles that were about to penetrate Tanya's petite body were cut off in an instant. Slowly retracting his hand, Yishishua turned and looked at Minglei. Elder Minglei, go and get ready. Minglei was stunned for a moment, and then he lowered his head instantly, not daring to look at Yishishua's face and eyes. Yes, Supreme Elder. The moment he retreated, angry roars resounded through the sky. Damn human. I didn't expect that there are masters hidden in your crowd. Come on, let's go together. You have succeeded in angering me, and you must pay the price of your life for this. Swish, swish, countless tentacles quickly surrounded Yishishua like vines. Rustling, in the blink of an eye, Yishishua was tightly tied up. Of course, this is the result of Yishishua's lack of resistance. Otherwise, with Yishishua's ability, it would not be easy to dodge, but it would definitely not be difficult. I caught you, human, you need to pay the price for cutting off my 3 tentacles. Yishishua was pulled up to the sky. Grand Elder. Tanya took a difficult step, and the next moment, she fell to the ground in an instant, completely losing her ability to fight. Not far away, seeing this scene, the evil tyrant's eyes lit up. Just as he was about to make a move, Xiaoyao, who had broken an arm not far away, came over with a long sword in his hand. Yellow, purple, black, blab, red, 2 yellow, 2 purple, 3 blab, 2 red, 9 soul rings flashed. Now, your opponent is me. Although Xiaoyao's arm was broken and his mobility was somewhat inconvenient, his combat ability was not greatly reduced because his left hand did not have soul bones attached and he was not left-handed. It was not a big problem to deal with a seriously injured monarch level, 100,000 years, evil eye tyrant. In the sky, the evil emperor's mouth curled up a sneer. Today, you can't escape. Spiritual force field. The evil emperor's spiritual force field is nothing, and the hundreds of meters of the 100,000 years of evil eye tyrant's spiritual force field can't be compared. At the moment the spiritual force field was released, tens of kilometers of purple-black light flashed, and it slowly stopped after 30 kilometers. And within this spiritual field, as long as the spiritual power is not as good as the evil emperor, it will be disturbed by his powerful spiritual power. Obviously, no one's spiritual power can match the evil emperor. Plop. In just a moment, someone in the Dragon Guard fainted directly. Mental paralysis ray. The tentacles that were wrapped around Yishishui immediately began to release rays, attempting to paralyze Yishishui. Evil Emperor, you are still so arrogant. Blood Soul True Body. The martial spirit behind Yishishui quickly enlarged, and suddenly raised a huge sickle, slashing at the tentacles fiercely. Puchi. Puchi. Ah. You damn woman, I want you to die. Since the evil emperor didn't know Yishishui's strength, the two of them closed the distance, and then Yishishui successfully completed the sneak attack, cutting off most of the evil emperor's tentacles in one breath, and only a small part of the tentacles remained. Humph, pay the price for your arrogance. Yishishui flicked his right hand, and a small black tower appeared in his hand without knowing when, and the small tower instantly enlarged. The black aura of death instantly covered the sky and the earth. The light of the god of death. The moment Yishishui's voice just fell, a strong light shot out from the Death Tower. At such a close distance, the light of the God of Death was released directly, and it directly hit the evil eye of the evil emperor with a diameter of 300 meters. Buzz boom. Ah. My eyes. Thick black tears dripped down, corroding all objects that were stained. Blood escape technique. Turning into a blood red light and flying into the distance, Yishishui directly distanced himself from the evil emperor. Returning to Bayou City, Yishishui turned around. Shoot it down. On the other side, the Elderman Lady of the Holy Spirit Church had already prepared the launch pad. Okay, Supreme Elder. Bang. Boom. The next moment, a deafening roar rang out. We can't stay in this city anymore, evacuate. On the other side, Xiaoyao evacuated from the fight, looked at the object taking off in the sky, and directly led the Dragon Guard to retreat. On the other side, the evil emperor had no idea what was going on. His eyes hurt so much at this moment. He only felt a soul power running around in his eyes, making him feel uncomfortable all over. He mobilized all his mental power and forced it down, but found that one side of his eyes was black. He was seriously injured. Just as he was about to find that woman for revenge, a huge thing flew straight to his eyes. Before he could react, the thing exploded. Boom. The strong roar shook the Sunday and Moon continent, and a huge mushroom cloud was angry. The strong high temperature forced the evil emperor to close his eyes. The next moment, his huge body was numb, his eyes were black and his whole body was in pain, and he fell to the ground uncontrollably. The soul beasts in the demon forest not far away were directly annihilated by the aftermath and turned into dust. Chapter 162 The Evil Emperor's Counterattack. Bang. Boom. In the Sun Moon Empire team. Sun Moon Emperor Nian'an personally led the expedition this time, with the help of the evil emperor and the Soul Beast army. He didn't know how to lose. Originally thought that this war would end soon, but he never expected it. This so-called Ming Empire actually received reinforcements. Titled Douluo who can use advanced soul guide cannons, and even the later Super Douluo, and the existence that seems to surpass Super Douluo, are all things he could never imagine. The three supporting titles, plus Xiaoyao, the original title of the Ming Overseas Military Base, 4 titles. If there is no evil emperor, no Soul Beast army, Sun Moon Empire Xiaoyao can be beaten out. Originally thought that this time the repulse of the Ming Empire was a foregone conclusion, until a Bayou city guarded by the Ming Empire launched a missile and a huge mushroom cloud rose. Their hope, the moment the huge body of the evil emperor fell from the sky, Xiaoyao felt that his sky had collapsed. No, impossible, impossible, how is this possible? At the moment when the huge mushroom cloud rose, ripples surged out, and a deafening roar resounded through the world. The anger from the little girl illuminated the entire Sunday and Moon continent. In an instant, the mountains collapsed and the ground cracked, the entire Bayou City was razed to the ground, and the Soul Beast army closest to the evil Emperor was directly annihilated, as if it had never appeared. Seeing the Soul Beast army in front of him turned into ashes, Zhu Ran's eyes were straight. After reacting, his face changed drastically. Quick, hold up the soul power barrier to resist the impact. The moment he gave the order, dozens of soul saints stood up. They summoned their martial souls one after another, and soon, a huge energy shield appeared, covering half of the Sunday and Moon army. Buzz bang! In a flash, the aftermath came, and a gust of wind flew over, and the front row of the Sunday and Moon Empire army closest to the Soul Beast army was directly torn apart by the violent wind and waves. Crack! I can't hold on any longer. It's gonna break. Even the soul shield that was propped up in the center of the Sunday and Moon army was destroyed in an instant by the powerful aftermath. Crack bang! At the moment the shield appeared, Zhu Ran only felt a black screen in front of his eyes, and then his body became lighter and flew uncontrollably behind him. Even though Zhu Ran brought hundreds of thousands of people this time, they all flew uncontrollably into the sky and were directly blown away by the aftermath. Behind Bayou City, although Xiaoyao and the Dragon Guards hurried forward, when the nuclear explosion broke and the aftermath came, they still didn't wait to run out of the aftermath of the little girl's explosion. Turning around, Xiaoyao watched the aftermath approaching him quickly, and the place he came to was flat. Unfortunately it was a plain. There was nothing to serve as a cover. Damn, it seems like we can't escape. There were wounded and unconscious people among them. It was not realistic to evacuate all of them from the nuclear explosion, but now it was just expected. If we can't escape, then, don't run. Xiaoyao's face flashed with a resolute expression, and then he began to command before the aftermath arrived. Put all the wounded and those who have lost their ability to move in the middle of the team. The rest of you, line up and form a formation. We have to withstand the storm. The moment Xiaoyao's voice fell, the Dragon Guard team moved instantly. Okay. Swish swish swish. Xiaoyao led the Dragon Guards to attack the northeastern region of the Sunday and Moon continent. There were more than 50,000 people in total. Excluding the wounded and the thousands of people who had lost their ability to move, there were still more than 50,000 people left. These more than 50,000 people heard Xiaoyao's order and summoned their martial spirits without any hesitation. The next moment, purple, black, red, and other spirit rings shone in unison. Among them, a few teams appeared with a configuration of 2 purple, 2 black and 3 red soul saints. As the most valued team in the Ming Empire, their training resources have always been the first-line team. Before awakening the martial soul and awakening the soul power, the peak quality of human beings successfully allowed them to absorb the 1,000-year soul ring. With the preparation of the first soul ring, the 1,000-year soul ring, most of the second soul rings of the Dragon Guards exceeded 5,000 years. As for how they resisted the impact of the 10,000-year soul ring, what a joke. Nian'an has his own soul tower, and he can directly annihilate the soul in the soul ring, eliminating all risks. This is why, until now, there are no souls in the Ming Empire. As for the 200,000-year soul rings later, it is even easier to explain. Nian'an took Xiaoyao and Dai Yin's blood to the soul tower, used the blood as the medium of the soul, and infinitely produced 100,000-year soul rings. This is why the soul power and soul rings of the Dragon Guards can be so outrageous. Level 60 absorbs 200,000-year soul rings, and it is self-evident how much soul power these 200,000-year soul rings provide to the 2 of them. Line up. Bang. In the crowd, several huge martial spirits appeared sporadically. Xiaoyao stood in front of all the Dragon Guards, and 9 soul rings flashed on his body, yellow, purple, black, and red. The next moment, a golden soul barrier appeared instantly. Boom. The moment this soul barrier appeared, the next second the aftermath of the nuclear explosion descended. The sky was filled with yellow sand and smoke, drowning Xiaoyao and his team. Fortunately, the defense shield built by more than 50,000 people did not collapse instantly, but stubbornly resisted. In fact, with the strength and number of the Dragon Guards, as long as the evil Emperor did not take action, no matter how many soul beasts appeared in the evil forest, no matter how many soul beasts formed the soul beast army, no matter how many soul beasts of 100,000 years appeared, there was a chance to win. After all, the Dragon Guards were too many, and their average combat power level was not something that ordinary 10,000-year soul beasts could contend with. But Xiaoyao did not want the dragon guards to suffer too many casualties, so he did not do so. However, doing so is also the most ideal and best way. Bang! Father, father! It was unknown how long it had passed until the call of the 100,000-year-old evil-eyed tyrant resounded in the center of the nuclear explosion. It was not dead, indeed, because it dragged its seriously injured body and escaped from the center of the nuclear explosion at the last moment, but for this it broke all its tentacles and lost its eyesight. It was basically no different from being dead, and now it was just hanging on for a breath. Now it was a little panicked, because it seemed to be unable to sense the location of its father. The breath of its father was slowly weakening in its perception. Dead, dead. At this moment, Ming Lei spoke, and at this time he still had a golden protective shield on his body, and behind that protective shield was Tianxing, who had recovered her ability to move. Not far away, the huge body of the evil emperor was not blown to pieces, but all its tentacles were blown away, and the missing corner behind him was also blown out. It was obvious that he was also seriously injured. Yi Shishui frowned slightly. It was a bit impossible to kill the evil emperor, just relying on these attacks, but, zalalala. Not good. At this moment, Yi Shishui raised his head, and the next moment, a dark purple light instantly spread. A pair of huge eyes, grayed out and full of hatred, suddenly opened. But powerful mental power gathered, and the next moment a deep blue beam of light was instantly shot out. Light of time and space. An angry blow from the evil emperor. Chapter 163 Long Xiaoyao to the rescue. At the moment when the evil emperor's angry voice resounded, a blue light flashed and shot straight towards Yi Shishui. Wherever the blue light passed, time froze. This move was too fast, and Yi Shishui had no preparation in advance. Although she was prepared, she was ultimately unprepared. Until Yi Shishui wanted to escape, she was puzzled to find that she could not move at all. The light of time and space was the evil emperor's angry attack. Wherever it went, all the space was still and distorted. This was the ultimate weapon of the evil emperor, the evil-eyed tyrant ruler, and it was the ability he had realized in spirit in space. It could deprive all creatures of their spiritual essence and make their spiritual essence seriously weakened. Whoosh! Bang! The light of time and space quickly hit Yi Shishui, turning Yi Shishui, who was wearing a black sweater, dark blue all over. He, die, all creatures hit by my light of time and space will be glass spiritual essence. No creature can survive under the attack of my light of time and space. The evil emperor's angry eyes were filled with all kinds of emotions. The tentacles were broken, the eyes were injured, and the body was almost blown up. All of this was because of this woman. Now this woman is about to be spiritually annihilated under the light of his own time and space, and he can finally vent his anger. Yi Shishui suddenly began to pant violently. The blood-soul puppet behind him was illusory twice and disappeared completely. Yi Shishui looked at her hands that were dyed dark blue and the rapid loss of her spiritual power. At this time, her spiritual sea had already appeared with countless cracks. The spiritual power was rapidly draining, and even the soul power began to run wild uncontrollably. As a voice that was suppressed to the extreme resounded through the sky, a golden light suddenly descended. Li. The powerful power of light shone. A pair of golden wings appeared behind Yi Shishui. The next moment, a huge golden phoenix appeared, slowly wrapped Yi Shishui, and made Yi Shishui slowly become a huge golden egg. At this time, a huge blood-red soul ring was flashing on the huge golden egg. Obviously, Yi Shishui was taking advantage of the fact that he still had the ability to control his body to escape from danger. To be able to hold on for so long, not bad, very good, but, at this point, the evil emperor hesitated slightly, and the next moment, the powerful mental force field covered again. I won't give you another chance. The moment this sentence fell, the powerful mental force gathered again. No. Seeing this scene, Ming Lei and even Tanya's pupils shrank fiercely in an instant. Tanya felt the gap between herself and the evil emperor. If Yi Shishui died in her hands, no one present would be able to subdue the evil emperor. She, even the dragon guards behind her, and even the Ming Empire outside the vast sea, may not be able to escape this person's massacre. Therefore, Yi Shishui cannot die. Even if she dies, she must block this attack. As members of the Holy Spirit Church, they may not be very loyal to the Holy Spirit Church, but to the Ming Empire, to the Ming Empire Emperor Nian'an. They are absolutely loyal. Grand Elder, I'll do it. Blue Silver Saint, protect the Grand Elder. The moment Minlei finished his words, his figure instantly appeared in front of the evil emperor, and it was obvious that he used some kind of space soul guide. Today, even if I die in the hands of your beast, I will not let you hurt my Holy Spirit Church's Grand Elder. Before Minlei finished speaking, a trace of impatience flashed in the eyes of the evil emperor. You talk too much. With a glare, a powerful mental attack instantly flew towards Minlei, and Minlei's body was lit up with 7 or 8 golden lights. Shields appeared on his body one by one. Crack bang. Crack. The next moment, the shield was like paper, and was torn into pieces by the attack launched by the evil emperor. Before he could react, it shot directly through his brain. It hurts. In an instant, Minlei's 7 orifices bled, and his spiritual sea was shattered. The whole body instantly fell to the ground. He was only handsome for 3 seconds before being killed instantly. Minlei now has a soul power of level 94. For a soul master, this speed of cultivation is already very good. However, level 95 Super Douluo is a hurdle for all titled Douluo. Those who can't pass it are destined to fail. Defeated. Minlei was defeated by just a casual attack from the evil emperor. Tanya pursed her lips and stood up. As the Holy Maiden of the Holy Spirit Church, she had to stand up when the Supreme Elder was threatened. She was the 3rd strongest person in the Ming Empire and the only one who had the hope of stepping into the limit and becoming the 3rd extreme Douluo of the Ming Empire in all these years. Blue Silver Thorn Array. Taking the initiative, Tanya did not waste her opportunity at all. Spiritual Force Field. Tanya was greatly disturbed in the spiritual force field of the evil emperor. Tanya gritted her teeth, and in an instant, the soul power of level 98 burst out from her body. Blab, 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 red, 7 black and 2 red, 9 soul rings shone, and the soul core in her body vibrated wildly. Aura of Thorns. Under the gaze of the evil emperor's huge evil eyes, Tanya trembled all over, and felt as if she was pricked by needles all over her body. She sat down on the ground instantly. Because Tanya's whole body activated her soul power, the obstruction of her mental power and soul power reached the same frequency, and she successfully condensed the 2nd soul core framework that she had not completed for a long time. Feeling the changes in her body and the strong pressure of the evil emperor, Tanya gritted her teeth. On her body, the 7th soul ring lit up again. She used the martial soul true body twice in a short period of time. Crack. At this moment, a crack appeared on the golden egg. Seeing this scene, the evil emperor narrowed his eyes slightly. He didn't want to play anymore, so as to avoid some unnecessary accidents. Fortunately, his full-strength attack had been charged and completed. Facing Tanya, he once again showed his mental power that crushed everything. Mental explosion. Bang. With the powerful mental explosion in the mental force field, Tanya's mind buzzed. In the quiet mental force field, in addition to the mental explosion, a crisp shattering sound was also heard. Pa. Tanya's eyes widened, her body swayed, and the next moment, the soul bone on her head flashed, and she instantly fell to the ground. Die, all of you die for this emperor. Light of destruction. At the moment these 4 words appeared, the space was strangely distorted, and a green light column of hundreds of meters burst out instantly, and the evil emperor's target was none other than Yishishui. Because he felt something was wrong, Yishishui did not die instantly under the attack of his time and space light, and even if she did not die instantly, he also felt that Yishishui's vitality was getting stronger. Variables, this is a variable. She must die. Since breaking through 10,000 years, he has never been so afraid of a creature, and this creature is a human. No. At this moment, a black figure suddenly appeared in the distant sky. He was extremely fast, and the wings behind him fluttered, and soon flames came out. Wait for me, you must wait for me. The true body of the Dark Holy Dragon. Full-scale 6 soul bone amplification. Same frequency resonance. Dual core burning. This time, I will never allow it. Buzz buzz buzz. Time and space reversal. In the last acceleration, blood flowed from the corner of Long Xiaoyao's mouth. After a flash of light, Long Xiaoyao appeared in front of the huge golden egg. I'm sorry, Shishui, I'm late. If we can still survive thousands of rivers and mountains, are you willing to accompany me to see it? Toot toot toot. Chapter 164. The evil emperor is severely damaged, and the Sunday and the moon seek peace. Chapter 165. The evil emperor is severely injured, and the sun and the moon seek peace. Crack. Bang. The dark green light shot onto Long Xiaoyao's body, instantly dyeing him and most of his martial soul's true body green. Bang! Puff! The void shattered, the flesh exploded, and blood splattered. However, even though that body was destroyed, the spirit was constantly tortured, the whole body was constantly trembling until the eyes were bloodshot, and the mind was insane. Long Xiaoyao held the huge egg tightly with both hands, never letting up. The green light was powerfully destructive. Long Xiaoyao's clothes on his chest exploded, his defensor was broken, his flesh was torn, his bones were eroded, and blood slowly flowed onto the huge golden egg in front of him. Crack! Crack! The crisp sound of breaking continued to resound. Looking at the cracks on the golden egg, Long Xiaoyao slowly raised a smile at the corner of his mouth. Even if I have another chance in life, I will stand in front of you without hesitation, once, twice, every time, yes. Long Xiaoyao's voice was very firm, his eyes were gentle, and his breath was peaceful, unprecedented. But the golden light shone instantly, and in that instant, the golden egg shattered. A huge phoenix of light appeared. Yixia had long black hair and delicate features. She was very beautiful, but it was hard to say where she was beautiful. In short, she was more beautiful than many people. Perhaps, beauty is in the bones, not in the skin. No. No. The next moment, Yixia's shrill cry rang out. The strong power of resentment swept across the sky and earth, and even the phoenix of light gradually began to be unable to suppress it and turned into a dark phoenix. You can't die, no, absolutely not. Seeing Yixia wake up, Long Xiaoyao smiled, and his smile was slightly desolate. He stretched out his hand tremblingly and opened his mouth. At the moment he opened his mouth, a trace of blood flowed from the corner of his lips. I still want to ask, have you ever loved me, even for 1 second? Long Xiaoyao raised his hand and touched Yixia's cheek. 1 second, if he was given another second, he could touch her. Unfortunately, in this 1 second, Long Xiaoyao had already overdrawn most of the life in his body. No. No. It was you before, it is you now, and it will be you in the future. Ah. I won't let you die. Li. The phoenix was wailing and struggling constantly. The power of light on its body was being slowly devoured. The phoenix was resisting, but its master was degrading himself. The phoenix was cutting its flesh to feed the dragon. Yixia didn't want Long Xiaoyao to die. She mobilized all the soul power in her body, and even the origin of the soul, to maintain Long Xiaoyao's life. This was a big risk. If things went wrong, they would both die. Another powerful human being, a man of extreme power. On the other side, although the evil emperor didn't want to admit it, he had to admit that these two people were very strong. Even if he was in his prime, he would have to spend some effort to meet these two people together, and he might not be able to kill them 100%. Now it's good. Most of his methods have been used, but he hasn't killed 1 or 2. The important thing is not that all his methods have been used, but the important thing is that all his methods have hit, but no one has been killed. Bang boom. At this moment, a huge explosion sounded instantly. Bang bang. The aftermath detonated the aftermath, and it exploded all the way. Cry. The next moment, a giant bird with a black light all over its body appeared. It turned black, and Yixia's light phoenix turned black into a dark phoenix. In addition, the golden light column was instantly dyed black, and in the dark light column, a huge creature was slowly waking up. Yin. The next moment, a deafening roar that made people feel panic from the heart resounded. Light of the dark dragon and phoenix. But without giving the evil emperor any time to react, the dragon and phoenix pattern slowly condensed in the darkness, and the next moment, a black beam of light instantly shot towards the evil emperor's huge evil eye. Bang. Ah. My eyes, my eyes. The evil emperor was shocked. After this beam of light hit his eyes, he was horrified to find that his eyes were blind, as if the sky had completely turned black. He couldn't see. He couldn't see anything. In addition, he also felt waves of pain. Walla. In his ears, there was a strange sound of running water. The evil emperor knew that he might have been seriously injured. Retreat, let's go, son. Without any hesitation, or even the idea of continuing to fight, the evil emperor turned into a gust of black wind and quickly flew towards the direction of the Ming Empire with his son. Yixia did not chase him. The Sun Moon Empire and the demonic forest suffered heavy losses, but the Ming Empire was not feeling well either. Although there were no large-scale casualties, the top combat forces at this time were all in a state of serious injury. The next battle would probably be difficult to handle. On the other side, the Sun Moon Empire army, which was blown away by the wind, gradually gathered together. Just when a little order was restored, in the distance, two black lights suddenly fell. Bang! Evil, Lord Evil Emperor. Zhu ran happily dismounted and looked excitedly at the man who was in a mess, riddled with wounds, with broken limbs, grey eyes, and a hollow eye on his forehead. What's going on? What's going on? Can't even Lord Evil Emperor defeat them? After hearing Zhu Ran's words, the corners of the Evil Emperor's mouth kept twitching. There are too many titles in the Ming Empire. There are two human soul masters who have reached the limit. This emperor was careless and didn't dodge. Quick, take this emperor and this emperor's child back to the Sun Moon Empire to recuperate. After hearing the words of the Evil Emperor, Zhu Ran looked worried. Then Lord Evil Emperor, will the Ming Empire take the opportunity to attack us? Ahem. Zhu Ran's face lit up. When he excitedly came over, the Evil Emperor frowned, and Zhu Ran was horrified to find that he could not move. The Evil Emperor spat a mouthful of thick phlegm into Zhu Ran's body, and then Zhu Ran's body was completely out of control. Black light emanated from his whole body. Devour it, and you will become stronger if you devour it. Make peace with them, 2.5 years, just give me 2.5 years, and my power will help you step into the title. By then, the overall level of the Sun and Moon continent will be on a higher level, and the Ming Empire will not be a concern. 3 days later, the Sun and Moon envoys came to the northeast of the Ming Empire to negotiate for peace. On the other side, Nian'an and Ma Xiaoyao spent a relatively peaceful time. But Nian'an said that it was a little uneasy. 90% of the titles in the Ming Empire were injured. Fortunately, the intimidation seriously injured the Evil Emperor. Otherwise, this wave would have directly trained the Lady and lost soldiers, which would have been a huge loss. Looking up, Nian'an looked at the letter from the Sun and Moon Empire seeking peace. Chapter 165. The crying child gets the milk, the Sun Moon Empire declares its surrender unconditionally. Chapter 166. The crying child gets the milk. The Sun Moon Empire declares its surrender unconditionally. Seeking peace? I disagree. In my eyes, there is only submission or death. Bang! Nian'an slammed the table and stood up. What do you mean by seeking peace? You don't give any benefits, just the 2 words of seeking peace. Even if I, Nian'an, have to destroy the entire Dragon Guard and the accumulated foundation of the Ming Empire over the years, I will make a name for myself in the Sun Moon continent. Nian'an was furious. Zhu Yi's arm was broken, Ming Lei's spirit was injured and he has not woken up yet, Tanya's spirit was injured, Long Xiaoyao's body was severely injured, Yi Shishua's spirit was severely injured, 5 titles, 4 were seriously injured, 3 were written off for the season, and 2 are extreme. Since these 2 extremes came back from the Sun Moon continent, they have directly entered a state of retreat and recuperation. It is estimated that they were really injured. To be honest, Nian'an does not have many high-level combat power now. But this does not mean that Nian'an is afraid of the Evil Emperor and the Sun Moon Empire. Your Majesty, why are you angry? At this moment, a charming voice rang out. A wave of blazing fire came. Instantly, Nian'an felt a huge pressure from behind. Nian'an turned his head expressionlessly. You'd better be fine. I'm very angry now. The woman in a fiery red dress and a red veil turned gently and approached Nian'an. I don't believe that the Great Elder and the Supreme Elder didn't leave anything on that beast. Since they're so eager to make peace, they must be afraid of my Ming Empire. Your Majesty, as long as you're a little tougher, everything you want will be yours. Now let the Dragon Guards risk a large number of casualties to exchange for the irrationality of Sun and Moon. After all, as long as they are given a little more time, the world will be yours. If you still feel that you can't vent your anger, didn't the little girl bring 3 back then? If you make people work harder and let her cry again, the Sun Moon Empire can't be dishonest. Hearing this, Nian'an let out a long sigh. Damn, it turns out that men are not rational at all when they are not calm. Such a simple question, but you have to think about it and crush the other party with your strength. It's like, you obviously have a group of brothers in school, but you still have to fight him one-on-one. You obviously have a pistol, but you compete with him in swordsmanship. You obviously have a nuclear bomb, but you wait for the other party to attack your Pearl Harbor. 1 is not enough, 2, blow them up for me. If he is not honest with 2, then 10, what my Ming Empire lacks the least is little girls waiting to get married. After saying that, Nian'an directly drew a paper. At the end of July. Sunday and Moon Continent. The Ming Empire rejected the Sunday and Moon Empire's request for peace and said that classic sentence. A mere barbarian dares to enjoy the same status as my people of the Ming dynasty. You have 2 days to surrender. It can be said that what kind of general has what kind of soldiers, and what kind of emperor has what kind of officials. Xiaoyao is also an absolute racist, and he is even more extreme than Nian'an. The Sun-Moon Empire was stunned by the order issued by the Ming Empire. 2 days later, before the Sun-Moon Empire could react, 2 huge missiles took off from the Ming Empire's military camp. Eat the emperor's salary, share the emperor's worries. I, Xiaoyao, will act 2 more hundreds of thousands of nameless souls in my hands. But Xiaoyao, I have never regretted it. Bang. Boom. 2 huge mushroom clouds rose again on the Sun-Moon continent. In the dark night, Mingdu was illuminated. Then a strong wind blew and countless buildings collapsed. Imperial Palace, it's not good, your majesty. The Ming Empire used that weapon again, and 2 of them, Sunset City, but Zuran, who was practicing, was awakened, and there was a buzzing in his ears. He only vaguely heard that 2 cities in the Sun-Moon Empire were directly wiped out. Among them, hundreds of thousands of people, even nearly 100,000 troops, were all gone. 90% of the buildings in Mindu were damaged, and more than 1 million people were injured. Quick, go and ask for Lord Evil Emperor. Zuran was so scared that his soul was about to die. He really didn't expect that the Ming Empire would have such a weapon. Isn't this a joke? How can we fight with such a weapon? What are we fighting for? Just click it. In the end, Zuran still met the Evil Emperor. And he got 2 suggestions from the Evil Emperor. The next day, the royal family of the Sunday and Moon Empire in Mingdu announced unconditional surrender. Sure enough, the crying little girl gets the milk, money, various treasures. The Sunday and Moon Empire was intact and presented to the Ming Empire. Although they said this on the surface, and they did it roughly on the surface. But secretly, the Sunday and Moon Empire has quietly transferred assets, restarted the Imperial fleet to the sea, and headed to the unknown distance to find a new continental habitat. In short, the story is not over yet. The Sunday and Moon Empire has not failed, and they will come back. The above is Zuran's personal opinion. The Sunday and Moon chapter ends. Until the glorious flag of the Sunday and Moon Palace was kicked off and replaced with the new flag of the Ming Empire, the war on the Sunday and Moon continent was declared over. As for the country of Japan, as early as this month, in the days when the Sunday and Moon Empire rose with the help of the evil emperor, all the people were killed. It was like a person who had been bullied for a long time, and suddenly gained power by chance, and directly killed the men of the country of Japan and exterminated the country, and a few women escaped. More became ding. Congratulations to the host for completing the achievement of the Sun Never Sets Empire. Reward: the glory of the Sun Never Sets Empire. This task was finally completed. The Ming Empire. Watching someone skillfully hugging all kinds of sexy beauties, entering various venues and high-end clubs, living a life of luxury, and being free and unrestrained. Although this would make me very uncomfortable, I don't like this, and it feels like a needle piercing my heart, but Zhuzhun still came, imagining whether he would remember me. But, not even once. Holding the token of Tianxing College in his hand, Zhuzhun turned around. Davis, I will never shed tears for you again in this life. On August 1st, Zhuzhun of the Xingluo Empire announced her withdrawal from the Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy after completing the 3rd level Soul Instructor achievement and obtaining the 3rd level Soul Instructor medal. On the same day, Zhuzhun joined a larger family, where there were no men who made her feel bad when she saw them, where teachers, students, and even a cleaning lady were all women. On August 3rd, someone from the Xingluo Empire came and caught Davis in bed in the Xingluo Hotel. Uncle. Slap. The next moment, a slap hit Davis' face heavily. Don't call me uncle, I'm not your uncle. Are you worthy of the Zhu family's marriage contract? Are you worthy of Zhuzhun? Are you worthy of your mother? Do you know that Zhuzhun withdrew from the Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy 2 days ago? Shwa. Go back to the Xingluo Empire right now. The eldest prince should act like the eldest prince. You are my sister's eldest son. The eldest prince should also be. Davis' pupil shrank instantly. P.S. Here comes the plot. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic Novel, as there you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 166, Picking Up the Corpse of Zhu King. 2 years passed in the blink of an eye. In these 2 years, a lot of things happened. Nian'an, who wanted to cultivate the Dragon Emperor sword to a title, encountered a bottleneck. His soul power has not moved for many years. Helplessly, he had to give up the Dragon Emperor sword this year and choose to be the first soul to break through the title. Think of other ways to break through the title first. This year, the Spirit Hall developed rapidly, and the soul mentors studying in the Sunday and Moon Empire successfully broke through the 5th level. This year, the Emperor Zhu of the Tianxing Empire was seriously ill. From the initial cold, it became a disease that made the entire Tianxing Empire difficult and could not be cured. Fortunately, the Tianxing Empire did not sink. Under the governance of the Tianxing Empire's Prince Zhu King head, the Tianxing Empire flourished and the economy became unprecedentedly strong. Became the second largest economy in the Douluo continent. Soul mentors rose in various countries, and the status of soul mentors reached an unprecedented high. And the Douluo Empire. With the support of the Zhu family, Davis became the most powerful contender for the throne of the Douluo Empire. After Davis showed his iron-blooded means and studied soul mentoring skills for several years in the Ming Empire, Davis's reputation in the Douluo Empire has become unprecedentedly strong. A few years ago, Daimyo Bai, the third prince of the Douluo Empire, fled Douluo City and even the entire Douluo Empire because he was afraid of his elder brother. As for the 3 United Nations of Western Alliance, various treaties were established. Because of the stability of the triangle, the 3 countries almost merged into one and became a new country. The benefit of doing so is that Western Alliance has become the 3rd largest economy in Douluo continent. As Nian'an's secret pawn, Western Alliance now has money, people, and cannons, which makes the Tianxing Empire feel cold. As a former colony of the Tianxing Empire, it is obvious that the Tianxing Empire is now somewhat afraid of the retaliation of the 3 Western Alliance countries. After the emergence of this special win-win situation of Western Alliance, the Kingdom of Kilikris and the Kingdom of Pelage successfully pulled the Kingdom of Tianjin into the water. Because they had an alliance before, there was a vague idea that a second NATO United Nations would appear. Of course, their ambitions have not stopped, because a year ago, in the Pelagian Sea, they found a group of people riding on soul guide ships and were able to use them wisely. On the Douluo continent, various countries are showing off, forming countless alliances of powerful countries. As the overlord of the Douluo continent, the Ming Empire has been silent since the last announcement. This prosperous age is what you wish for. Tianxing Empire. Xiaoyao. Dad, are you feeling better? Hearing the call, Xiaoyao slowly opened his eyes. Xiao-san. After 2 years of treatment, Xiaoyao is much better, his emotions are much more stable, at least he won't go berserk so easily. He can also walk out of the cage and see the outside world. Dad, the teacher recommended his friend's academy to me, maybe I won't be able to stay with you all the time next time. After a long farewell, Tang-san left. The moment Tang-san left, Xiaoyao instantly opened his eyes, and his eyes became clear. Swish. He turned into a gust of wind and left the place. Of course, he did not forget to leave a letter for Tang Yui, the border of Shiba Autonomous Prefecture. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. With the sound of breaking through the air, a series of black after images suddenly flashed in the forests on both sides of the road. Come back with me, I will pretend that you have never left. This was a serious voice of a queen. The next moment, a figure wearing a black robe with purple light on his hands appeared. No, why should I give in to you in everything? I will not admit defeat, nor will I give up, and I will not go back with you. Swish. As the voice fell, there were sharp claws that grabbed the face of the black-robed man. The black-robed man slightly turned sideways to avoid the attack, raised his foot, and raised the sharp heel of the black high heel slightly. After hesitating for a while, he finally changed to a long leg sweep. Bang. In the darkness, the attacking girl was blown away. In the air, the girl immediately changed and fled into the distance. You like him so much, do you know that all this is arranged by the family? Do you know that he sold you directly in order to survive and abandoned you in the Douluo Empire? Come with me, I will take you away from here. Hectus, the girl sneered, and a self-deprecating laugh appeared at the corner of her mouth. that sounds good. You'll listen to the family, because the family supports you, you win directly, and I. Under the black robe, the beautiful eyebrows wrinkled slightly, and the bright red lips opened slightly. I won't embarrass you, the Dai family, there is no one worthy of trust. The girl didn't hear this sentence because she accelerated away. At this moment, a rustling sound rang out, and a group of people holding bows and arrows appeared. Did you catch the young lady? Hearing this, Zhuzhun slowly took off her black robe. No. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. I found her, keep chasing. At this moment, the crowd in front suddenly moved. The leading archer raised the bow in his hand, drew the bow and put the arrow in one go, and a handful of purple arrows gathered in his hand. Whoosh. No. Zhuzhun was shocked. Unfortunately, when she arrived at this time, it was too late. The purple arrow easily shot through the girl's chest, and the girl suddenly fell to the ground in embarrassment. Zalalala. The next moment, there were sounds of bowstrings being pulled. Yellow. Purple. Various soul rings rose up. If they were shot down, they would really be gone. Zhuzhun narrowed his eyes. Yellow, purple, and purple, 4 soul rings rose from his body in an instant. Netherworld thrust. Purple light and shadows flashed in the forest. Plop. All the arrows broke. Big miss, what are you doing? Some people were directly knocked away, while others stood there at a loss. Catch him alive. Zhuzhun just said coldly. The girl seized the opportunity and immediately fled into the distance. Zhuzhun followed silently behind her, but this time there was a group of people around her. This time she was taciturn and no longer spoke to persuade. National Highway 404, Shiba Autonomous Prefecture. Tap tap tap. The crisp sound of horse hooves resounded, and a luxurious carriage drove quietly. Be alert. At this moment, someone shouted, and a strong mental force burst out in the carriage. This breath, Zhuzhun, tsk, could it be? It's interesting. In the carriage, Nian'an's mouth slowly curled up a smile. The girl fled all the way, bleeding and exhausted, and was about to faint. Suddenly, she saw a large group of people in the distance. Save me, plop. Your Majesty, it's a girl. Crash. The next moment, the curtain of the carriage was slowly pulled open, and Nian'an slowly walked out. The crowd dispersed, and Nian'an had a mask in his hand. Zhu King fell to the ground, slowly raised her head, and her eyes were blurry. Help me. Chapter 167. To do it or not to do it. Zhu King wanted to open her eyes wide and see the person in front of her clearly, but her head was dizzy. The more she wanted to see clearly, the less clear she could see. Not long after, she fell to the ground and lost all consciousness. Nian'an then put on the mask leisurely and calmly. I haven't worn it for so many years. I'm still a little uncomfortable to put it on rashly. To be honest, Nian'an didn't want to wear it either. After all, it was uncomfortable to wear it. But this thing, it's not safe if you don't wear it, you say. There's no way. In order to keep her identity from being revealed, Nian'an can only put it on. After traveling through so many years, this is the first time I've picked up someone. Nian'an raised his hand, and the golden soul power surged instantly, and slowly helped the fallen girl up with his soul power. Nian'an didn't touch her directly with his hands. Not for anything else, because Zhu King is really a little dirty now. Turning around, Nian'an slowly walked towards his carriage. Arriving in front of the carriage, he gently raised his left hand, and the curtain of the carriage opened on both sides in an instant. Keep going. Inside the carriage, Nian'an's voice slowly resounded, and in an instant the luxurious carriage team began to move. Behind this luxurious carriage, there are still a lot of people, eunuchs, palace maids, guards. Nian'an can't do without them when he travels now. Tap tap tap. Stop, Deming is doing business, all the outsiders, leave quickly. Crash. Not long after walking, the team stopped again, and Nian'an frowned slightly. But when he felt the familiar breath, his frown slowly relaxed. But Nian'an had no intention of getting off at all. On the other side, Zhuzhun and a group of people chased up in a mighty manner. Arriving in front of the Deming Empire team, Zhuzhun suddenly stopped, looking at the huge sun and moon Deming flag in front of the Deming Empire team, and felt a little panic in his heart. Deming Empire, how could the Deming Empire team appear here? Zhuzhun looked up in confusion. The Ming Empire's representative significance on the mainland is different. Although it has been much more low-key in recent years, no one would be stupid enough to deliberately wake up this lion. The Ming Empire's envoys have not been on a mission for many years. Why did they suddenly appear in Shiba Autonomous Prefecture now? Are you deaf? The Ming Empire is doing business, everyone disperse. Step. A tall guard in front came out. He was wearing silver armor and a white robe, holding a spear. It was obviously the great snow dragon rider of the Ming Empire. Zhu Zhuun frowned. How dare you talk to our young lady? Before Zhu Zhuun spoke, the younger brother behind him couldn't sit still. What a joke, they are from the Prime Minister's mansion of the Xingluo Empire, and the young lady in front of them is the future queen of the Xingluo Empire. How dare he threaten his young lady like this? Bang. The next moment, a figure flew out quickly. Yellow, purple, blab, 6 soul rings slowly fell from the tall snow dragon rider. How dare you? Get out of the way. Don't bring yourself a fatal disaster. The powerful pressure from the Soul Emperor spread, and Zhu Zhuun's face changed. Bang bang bang. The crowd behind him knelt down in an instant. Swish. The storage ring on Zhu Zhuun's right hand flashed, and a token appeared in his hand. The moment the token appeared, the snow dragon rider stopped releasing the pressure. Are you, a student of Tianxing College? Zhu Zhuun paused for a while and immediately spoke. Yes, I want to take my sister back to the Ming Empire Tianxing College during the holiday to see if she has the qualifications. After hearing Zhu Zhuun's words, it can be clearly felt that the snow dragon rider's voice has become a little kinder. So you were from the same hometown, can you tell us about your sister's characteristics? We will help you recall and see if we have seen her. If it doesn't work, the nearby Soto City Lord is a soldier I brought out. I will ask him to patrol the city to find someone for you. Hearing this, Zhu Zhuun's eyes lit up. My sister is Zhu King, a level 27 Great Spirit Master, with the spirit of the Netherworld Spirit Cat. She is wearing a black leather jacket. She may have been injured because she walked too fast. After hearing Zhu Zhuun's words, the face of the snow dragon rider froze instantly. Black leather jacket, injured, his eyes kept looking behind him. Seeing the entanglement on the face of the snow dragon rider, Zhu Zhuun asked. Why, have you seen it? Please tell me, our great director is Bing Nuo. After hearing Zhu Zhuun's words, the snow dragon rider's eyes lit up, but he still gritted his teeth and shook his head. No. Zhu Zhuun noticed the strange behavior of the snow dragon rider. He immediately said again. Who is the messenger in the carriage? Can I meet him? Obviously, she didn't believe what the snow dragon rider said and wanted to test it again. If you don't want to leave, then don't ever think about leaving. At this moment, a strong pressure broke out instantly. Zhu Zhuun's face turned pale. See you off, envoy. When passing by Zhu Zhuun, the snow dragon rider shook his head. Blame it on you for blocking this person's way. Otherwise, if it was someone else, they would really be interested in the identity of a student of Tianxing College. Nian'an had no intention of meeting Zhu Zhuun at all. Nian'an knew what Zhu Zhuun wanted to do. If she really let her do that, the 7 protagonists would fall apart. How could he play in the later stage? If Zhu King went to Shriek College, the general plot of the original novel would not change. If she didn't go, it would be hard to say. Soto Hotel. As soon as he entered Soto City, Nian'an directly asked someone to take him to Soto City Hotel. Directly requisitioned, bah, it's so ugly to say that not only Soto City, but even the entire Shiba Autonomous Prefecture belongs to Nian'an. He can only say that he is going back to his own hotel. Go, wash her and bandage her wounds. As soon as he entered the hotel, Nian'an threw Zhu King to the palace maid. Nian'an was really not interested in the dirty Zhu King. Your Majesty, do you want me to send her to you later? The maid didn't finish her words, but her meaning was clear. Nian'an turned around. She didn't say anything. I understand. As Nian'an's personal maids, they instantly understood that Nian'an didn't refuse, which meant that she could, liked, and could do it, which meant she agreed. This made them begin to envy the unconscious Zhu King. The Supreme Emperor of the Ming Empire took a fancy to her and was about to favor her. If it got out, many girls would be envious and crazy. If she was lucky tonight and hit the target once, she would really be a phoenix flying up the tree. You know, this girl doesn't have any offspring. If it happens to be a boy, he will be the future crown prince of the Ming Empire in name. Half an hour later. The girl was washed, her wounds were bandaged, and her face was slightly flushed. She was sent to the room. On the bed, Nian'an glanced at her and couldn't help but be amazed. You are worthy of it, Zhu King. Even though his conscience was wrapped, it was still very heavy. Turning around and looking at the night sky outside the window, Nian'an took a sip of tea and began to struggle. Do it or not? Chapter 168 You showed it to me yourself. Chapter 169 You showed it to me yourself. Thinking of this, Nian'an turned his head and glanced at Zhu King. Forget it. Although Zhu King is quite big now, she is only 11 years old and too fragile. If she breaks if you force it, it will not be good. He stood up and came to the huge sofa in front of the French window. After a while, waves of golden soul power began to emerge. The stars twinkled, the moon and the sun rotated, until a fish belly white appeared in the distant sky. Hum hum. Behind him, the girl's delicate hum came slowly from the huge bed. Zhu King slowly opened her eyes, and the moment she opened her eyes, her dark pupils instantly stopped. This is, Zhu King's mind is experiencing a storm. Looking at the huge and luxurious ceiling, Zhu King's mind stopped thinking for a moment. How did he appear here? Wasn't he escaping from his family's pursuit? Yes, it seems that he was rescued by someone. Just when Zhu King wanted to think carefully about the person who saved her, she suddenly felt a series of needle-like pains in her head and all over her body. HMPH. It hurts. She stretched out her hand and was about to press the painful area. As soon as she moved, her body froze. Suddenly, she found that her clothes had been changed at some point. She only had a thin bath towel and gauze bandaged on her wound. At that moment, Zhu King stopped thinking. Although she felt pain all over her body. But she felt that her heart was torn apart. Could it be that she was? Swish. In a blink of an eye, Zhu King's eyes became red, and her black eyes kept turning. She was like a punching bag, puffed up, but her own strength could not let her cry out, and she had to endure the feeling. Holding her shoulders with both hands and putting her head on her long legs, Zhu King began to think. The more she thought about it, the angrier she became, and the more she thought about it, the more she felt she was at a loss. The family that gave birth to me and raised me wanted to capture me, and my own sister wanted to kill me. Why, but why? I was fine when I was a child. In my mind, I couldn't help but think of a handsome boy with golden hair who I had only met a few times. Because of him, it was all because of him, because he abandoned me, I would fall to this point now. If I hadn't come to find him, how could I? Tick. The more I thought about it, the angrier I got. In the end, Zhu King couldn't help it, and tears slid down her fair cheeks. Her shoulders began to shake constantly. He, not far away. Hearing this strange voice, Nian'an, who was practicing, frowned slightly. How long are you going to cry? The noise in his ears made Nian'an's heart restless. Nian'an had to give up practicing and slowly opened his eyes. Get up. After hearing Nian'an's words, Zhu King's body stiffened and she quickly looked up. A face with tears in her eyes appeared. Zhu King looked at Nian'an, and saw only a vague outline and a halo mask. Swish. Asshole, I will kill you. The next moment, Zhu King jumped up from the bed, and 2 soul rings appeared. A purple cat appeared behind her, and the nails on her hands kept growing longer. Seeing Zhu King grabbing at him, Nian'an simply frowned. The next moment, the air condensed, and the powerful soul power burst out instantly, directly freezing Zhu King in midair. Is this how you are grateful to the benefactor who saved your life? After hearing Nian'an's words, Zhu King's expression became even uglier. I asked you to save me, but I didn't ask you to do something you shouldn't do. Hearing this, Nian'an didn't even turn his head. Slowly raised his right hand, waved it gently, and Zhu King flew back to the bed in an instant. I'm not interested in your current body. If I force myself to use it now, I guess I can kill Zhu King directly. My maids helped you wrap the gauze, and they also gave you a bath. Please don't slander my innocence. Swish. Zhu King stood up and glared at Nian'an. Just as she was about to scold him, she suddenly felt cold. Seeing this, Nian'an sat up leisurely. He picked up the water cup and took a sip. I take back what I said just now. Now I am a little interested in you. I saved your life, so you should marry me. After saying that, Nian'an's mouth corners slightly raised. That's impossible. Zhu King refused. Little guy, I saved your life. You begged me to save you, and now I have saved you. You just opened your eyes and wanted to kill me without saying a word, and you blamed me for doing that to you. Do you think there is anyone who is so grateful to the benefactor as you are? I specially guarded you all night to prevent you from getting into any accidents. When I think of having such a beautiful woman sleeping next to me all night, and I didn't touch her at all, I am simply not a human being. I am simply more Xiaoyao within Xiaoyao. Zhu King's face turned pale when he heard this. Before, the sadness of her body being that was instantly discarded. If she is really like what he said, then she is simply not a human being. When she thought about it, she felt pain all over her body when she woke up. It is very likely that she fell when she was chased yesterday. There is also an arrow wound in her chest. How can I believe you? Holding the quill tightly, Zhu King's face gradually turned red. Just now, the towel on her body fell off, and she just appeared in front of him naked. Also, even if what you said is right, then you just, without waiting for Zhu King to finish, Nian'an spread his hands helplessly. You showed it to me yourself. Can you blame me for this? Since you don't believe me, then I can only show it to you again. After saying that, Nian'an simply clapped his hands. In an instant, the doors opened, and a group of palace maids in light pink gauze walked in. They came to Nian'an, bowed slightly, and waited aside. Go, show this little girl what you did to her yesterday, and change her medicine. The leading palace maid nodded slightly. Yes. Just a simple yes, and the next moment she appeared in front of Zhu King. Miss, please. Zhu King frowned. Don't touch me. Before she could say anything else, she felt her body sink, and she was carried out of the room in a short while. Damn it, I can't move anymore. Girl, why are you resisting so much? Do you know that you're resisting the wealth of your second half of life? Did you give it to me last night? Needless to say, I'm bleeding. It must have been very intense last night. Listening to the chatter of the palace maids, Zhu King was panicked and looked at her chest. It seemed that she was bleeding again because of her big movements. No, what's more, are these palace maids sick? Why are they looking at her lower body with envy? Before she could react, Zhu King felt a chill. Perverted. The person who reached out was the female official who led the group of palace maids. The female official frowned and immediately moved closer to Zhu King's face. She sniffed with the tip of her nose and frowned again. No. She looked at Zhu King's lips, pinched her mouth, and still no, and kissed her without hesitation. Chapter 169. Don't care about your face anymore. Still, no. Lowering her head, the female official looked at the two huge peaks. If she wanted to attract Nian'an, perhaps this was the only position. Lowering her head. Rustling, no, still no. Thighs, feet. Zhu King was checked all over her body. The female official changed from being kind and respectful at first to being indifferent. She is not favored. The moment the female official spoke, all the palace maids paused. The smiles on their faces quickly faded. Then Zhu King experienced the change from the warm hospitality of this group of people to the quiet service. She didn't know what this group of people had experienced. Their expressions could be controlled so quickly. But she heard the word favored. After knowing that they were not favored, they changed so quickly. I'm afraid this group of people might have some problems. Who would like to be confused and do that? Although, this group of people said that they were not, but Zhu King still checked secretly while taking a bath. It seems that there really is no one. However, what is the identity of this group of people, or the person who saved her? Zhu could clearly sense that the group of people serving her were not simple, and they all had high cultivation. Having high cultivation and being willing to serve others in a humble manner is not something that can be done easily. After washing, Zhu King appeared in front of Nian'an again. But this time it was not a bath towel, but her black leather jacket. Zhu King thanks the benefactor for saving her life and apologizes for offending the benefactor when she woke up. After regaining her sanity and calmness, Zhu King's face was a little red, and she bowed to Nian'an. Under the halo mask, Nian'an slowly opened his eyes. Is it over? Zhu King clenched her hands tightly together, feeling a little embarrassed, and dared not look at Nian'an. She was tangled and didn't know what to say. After a long time, she mustered up the courage to look up. I don't know, what does the benefactor want Zhu King to do? Hearing this, Nian'an stood up. No, do you really think I'm kidding you? Since you can't come up with anything that interests me, then pledge yourself to me. Zhu King raised her hand, widened her eyes, and looked at Nian'an in disbelief. You're serious? Does this make you embarrassed? Are you married? My maid happened to check you and said you were healthy and suitable. Zhu King lowered her head. To be honest, I'm engaged. Even if I don't approve of this engagement, it's in my family. Before Zhu King finished speaking, Nian'an nodded in agreement. Yes, it's right that you don't agree. Don't marry your shitty fiang. Just close your eyes and choose me. After all, I saved your life. Without waiting for Zhu King to refuse, Nian'an turned around and walked outside. Follow me, I'll take you to dinner. Hey, Zhu King stretched out her hand, but Nian'an had already walked away. There was no other way, Zhu King could only chase him, but for some reason, she couldn't catch up with Nian'an, who was just walking quietly. Soto Hotel, first floor restaurant. Here, Nian'an stopped. I. Zhu King wanted to refuse and explain. Nian'an waved his hand. Eat, don't talk. After a simple meal, Nian'an drank a sip of water, and now you can talk. I can't agree to you, because this may bring disaster to you and the forces behind you. Ha 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 ha. Nian'an couldn't help it. Then let them come to me. Remember, my name is Tianxing. No way, I saved your life, and now I ask you to repay me for such a small request and you don't agree? You, Zhu King blushed. Logically speaking, someone saved her life and made a small request, and she shouldn't refuse. But Nian'an's request was not low. To be honest, I saved your life. If you can't even satisfy this little request, Nian'an kept saying I saved your life, directly grasping Zhu King's life. My situation is quite special. Without waiting for Zhu King to continue, Nian'an continued. I saved your life, which is equivalent to giving you a second life. I saved your life, can't you satisfy this little request? I also stayed with you all night, and you misunderstood me, don't you have a guilty conscience? Zhu King frowned, and her face flushed abnormally. Don't say it. I promised you, isn't that enough? How could this man be so shameless? In order to let herself agree to such a request, he didn't care about his face. Zhu King panted slightly, thinking that she had no say in her marriage. Since she couldn't make the decision, looking at Nian'an, then, I really have an engagement. Can you give me some time? I'll cancel it and then come to you. Hearing this, Nian'an nodded. Of course, but don't think about defaulting, otherwise I'll be angry. Hearing this, Nian'an's mouth corners slowly rose. Really, after putting on the mask, my burden seemed to be lighter. Looking at Zhu King, if Nian'an could hear her voice, he would just smile at this. What kind of face do you need to chase a girl? Perhaps, only she will have this kind of treatment. Zhu King, will not lie. Hearing this, Nian'an nodded. Also, you have to promise me that you can't get too close to men, otherwise I will consider you a betrayal, and you will die. Zhu King's serious face, yeah. Do you want to cultivate feelings first? Just lie on the bed. I will never move. Looking at Nian'an's halo mask, Zhu King opened her mouth several times, wanted to speak and closed it again. No, I'm leaving today. I'm going to school. The two parted, and Nian'an gave Zhu King a token. He said something that Zhu King didn't understand. As long as you want to see me, show this token, and someone will naturally find you. Just after walking out of the hotel, a blonde boy hugged a pair of twin sisters and walked towards them. The two of them briefly met each other's eyes. Superb. Sorry, Mr. Dai, our hotel has been booked. Hearing this frustrating news, the blonde young man slapped his hips. Damn, do you have to be so unlucky? What a bad character. Thinking of the girl I had just met, how could you be so old at such a young age? No, I feel it. Today, I want to go in, even if the king comes. Before he finished speaking, the doorman pointed upwards and said, I'm sorry, Mr. Dai, someone from above is coming this time. The blonde young man frowned. The governor's house. The doorman continued to shake his head. Higher than the governor. Chapter 170 Soul Master Xiaoyao. Higher than the governor of Shiba Autonomous Prefecture. The blonde youth's face changed, and he retreated to the side gloomily. Changed places. Let's change places to continue playing. Soto City doesn't have only one Soto Hotel. Rose Hotel, sorry, our hotel is really, there is only one hotel left. Sorry. The receptionist winked at the boy with short black and blue hair, ordinary face, and a vertical middle part. The crowd around looked at the boy with envy. It's not that the boy is so handsome, but there is a girl next to the boy, with a single ponytail scorpion braid, wearing a pink short skirt, delicate features, and a beautiful appearance. In addition to having a sweet face, the girl also has a pair of long white silk legs that can seduce people. This, Xiao, look. Xiao frowned slightly, and felt even more disgusted with Tianxing. If it weren't for the threat to his life, who would be willing to come to this broken Soto City and take me to open a room just after arriving in Soto City? I don't know if it was planned or I paid, but as soon as I checked in, I was given only one room. Xiao was helpless, she couldn't express it directly. Seeing that Xiao didn't respond for a long time, Tianxing continued to press on. Well, how about one room? This hotel is the closest to our destination. There are no rooms here, and other hotels may not have rooms. Besides, we slept in the same bed when we were young. Although I'm grown up now, I can sleep on the sofa. After saying that, Tianxing looked at Xiao cautiously. Because of Tianxing's cheating in the Continental Cup, Noting Junior Spirit Master Academy was despised and almost closed down. The students inside regarded Tianxing as a shame, and the grievances between the work-study students and others broke out again. Xiao has not had a good time in the past 2 years. The most important thing is that every time there is a problem, Tianxing goes to Tianzhou City to see his father, and Xiao is scolded alone. Tianxing knew about this matter, and Tianxing was very embarrassed. He felt that he owed Xiao something, which led to the estrangement of their relationship. Tianxing was just trying to deepen their relationship. Hehe, it's okay, let's go somewhere else. But Xiao refused without giving him face. For a moment, Tianxing was embarrassed. Hehe, distinguished guest, you don't know, it is said that someone from the Ming Empire came to inspect the Shiba Autonomous Prefecture and requisitioned a hotel. Now the hotels in Soto City are in short supply, and it can be said that one less hotel is needed. Xiao glanced at Tianxing who was looking down. In that case, then fine, I'll stay in this hotel, Xiao-san, you go find another one outside, or you can stay under the overpass for one night. Hearing this, Tianxing was stunned. Why don't you want to? Tianxing's smile froze. This. Before he could agree, the door of the hotel was kicked open. The last room, shouldn't it be mine? Hearing this, and seeing the person come in, the front desk shuddered instantly. Dear Xiaoyao. Xiao turned around and looked at the blonde young man who came in with 2 identical twins. Who are you? The blonde young man's eyes lit up the moment he saw Xiao. This leg, TSK, although it's a bit flat and can't be compared with the one he saw before, but this leg, he can play with it for a year. He coquettishly flicked his blonde hair with his hand. Evil-eyed white tiger, Daimubai. Xiao looked up at Daimubai, especially when Daimubai placed his hands on the bodies of the 2 twin girls. Disgust flashed in his eyes. What evil-eyed white tiger? I think you are the evil-eyed lustful tiger. What makes you say this room is yours? I must have it today. See that you are also a soul master, let's compete. After hearing Xiao's words, Daimubai instantly became interested. Come on, compete. Martial Soul, Evil-Eyed White Tiger, 37th level Battle Soul Master. After hearing Daimubai's words, Tianxing frowned instantly. This person turned out to be a 37th level Soul Master. Xiao probably can't be his opponent. No, can't let her take risks. Tianxing didn't speak yet. Unexpectedly, Xiao was not afraid of Daimubai at all, and the 3 yellow and purple spirit rings on her body slowly fell. Xiao, Martial Spirit, Softbone Rabbit, Level 31 Agility Attack System War Spirit Master. Next to Xiao, Tianxing looked at the 3 yellow and purple spirit rings on Xiao's body, and his eyes widened in shock. How could this be? How could this be? When did Xiao break through to the Spirit Master? Didn't he even know this? He was really incompetent as a brother. Tianxing's face was full of regret. He knew that his talent was similar to Xiao's. He was now level 29, and it was possible for Xiao to break through to level 30 if he worked harder. If he worked harder, could he also break through to level 31 and stand in front of Xiao instead of hiding behind her like now? As Xiao's nominal brother, Tianxing felt very embarrassed. Oh, you're still a little genius, come on, let me see how strong you are. Hearing Xiao's spirit power level, to be honest, Daimubai was shocked. At such a young age, he could actually reach level 31 spirit power. Judging from the appearance of these 2 people, it seems that they are also here to participate in the enrollment of Shriek Academy. In other words, this group of people are 12 years old, or even under 12 years old. This shocked Daimubai even more. Come on, do you think I'm afraid of you? After saying that, Xiao was instantly possessed by the martial spirit and ran towards Douluo Dalu at a very fast speed. Arrogant, a mere agile attack system actually wants to fight a strong attack system head-on. After hearing what Douluo Dalu said, Xiao also laughed. You are also arrogant enough to ignore the close combat of an agile attack system. As soon as the voice fell, a purple soul ring on Xiao's body lit up instantly. Third soul skill, teleport. Xiao's third soul ring lit up twice in total, and it appeared in front of Douluo Dalu almost instantly at a distance of 10 meters. Oh no, it's a teleportation soul skill. White tiger attachment, the three yellow and purple soul rings fell, but before Douluo Dalu could finish speaking, Xiao's second soul ring lit up. Second soul skill, charm. Looking at Xiao's pink eyes, Douluo Dalu's body stiffened. Approaching Douluo Dalu, Xiao stretched out her hands, grabbed Douluo Dalu and exerted force in the next moment, and at the same time, the first soul ring lit up. First soul skill, waste go. Bang. Douluo Dalu was thrown away in an instant, and hit the wall heavily, and a mouthful of salt water spurted out. It took him 3 minutes to recover. How is this possible? I didn't dodge, it doesn't count, come again. Douluo Dalu climbed up from the ground, his face was ugly, he didn't even complete the spirit possession, and was killed instantly. This is simply a shame. Sir, you are too untrustworthy, aren't you? At this time, Tianxing stood up. My sister Xiao, who has reached the finals of the Youth Potential Cup before, is the most talented agility attack system in the entire continent, the second Continental Cup. One of the most talented agility attack systems, so fast, plus his own carelessness, no wonder he lost. The most important thing is that she has a brother who looks extraordinary. If they fight again, she will appear petty and lose. Forget it, I'll wait for you at Shriek Academy. Chapter 171 Shriek Academy. After saying that, Douluo Dalu turned to look at the person at the front desk. The consumption of these two people in your store will be recorded on my account. Before leaving, Douluo Dalu said generously. Humph, I will beat you up again next time we meet. After hearing Douluo Dalu's words, Tianxing fell into deep thought. How did he know that we were going to Shriek Academy? He is not very old, could it be he is also a student there? Isn't it true that students mature so early now, and start double at a young age? The more Tianxing thought about it, the more he got crooked. The crookeder he got, Xiao didn't have the habit of waiting for him. This room was won by his own strength, and Xiao would not live with Tianxing. Xiao-san, I'll go up first. Didn't that arrogant guy say that the consumption of the two of us will be counted on him? Wait and see if there is a room. If not, see if this manager can squeeze in with you. After saying that, Xiao turned around and left. She just wanted to practice now, and when she reached a certain level of strength, she would escape from her immediately. This is also the reason why Xiao broke through the 30th level of Soul Master in advance. Ever since she participated in the Continental Cup, she fell in love with the excitement of the battle. Thus, she accumulated a lot of fighting spirit experience in the battle. She concentrated her whole body and quickly attacked at a fixed point, relying on teleportation, surprise attack, charm control, waist bow strong lock. The average Soul Master who was careless was really no match for her. Dong dong dong. The next morning, Tianxing came with breakfast and knocked on the door. Last night, he didn't sleep under the overpass as Xiao said. Instead, he went to the manager's room and practiced on the sofa all night. Fortunately, this manager didn't have any special hobbies, so he spent the night relatively smoothly. Xiao. Kaka. Wait a minute, I'll be there in a minute. After a while, Xiao opened the door. At this time, she had a toothbrush in her mouth, her hands were constantly tying her hair, her upper body was a corset, and there was a special fragrance on her body. Seeing Xiao's current appearance, Tianxing was stunned for a moment. Well, in order for you to go to bed earlier, I have brought you breakfast, you can eat on the way. We are going to register at Shriek Academy. Xiao nodded after hearing this. How long would it take? Xiao asked while walking on the street. It should be, soon. An hour later. How long would it take? Xiao asked again, this time her brows were slightly furrowed, and her forehead was sweating. Soon, it should be another 10 kilometers. If you're really too tired and too hot, why don't I carry you on my back, like when we were kids? After hearing this, Xiao stepped on her high boots, her long legs tensed. Forget it, if we had this much time, we would have arrived a long time ago. After saying this, Xiao activated her soul power and quickly ran forward. Looking at Xiao's back as she left, Tianxing felt a little unhappy. Forget it, maybe this is the sequel of my sister growing up. As a boy, I'm not as careful as a girl after all. Over the years, Xiao has not made many friends. At noon, Tianxing and Xiao did not arrive at the registration office of Shriek Academy until the sun was high in the sky. Looking at the long line, Xiao could not help but start to complain again. Damn, is the Shriek Academy sick? It's fine that the construction academy is built in such a remote place, far away from human habitation. So many people are queuing up to register, and there is only one old man teacher. I'm really impressed. Xiao was about to collapse in the sun. Since I am here, I should take a look. Besides, the academy recommended by the teacher should be correct. The huge plaque of Shriek Academy was erected. Is this the Shriek Academy that is said to have trained one of the most talented food-type martial spirit owners in the Continental Cup? Yes, it's here. Don't you see so many people queuing here? I heard that people who graduate from here can directly enter the court of the Tianzhou Empire, have no worries about food and drink for the rest of their lives, and their descendants can enjoy the good life. You are clearly cheating. At this moment, a series of quarrels rang out in front of the team. Go, 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 hurry up and don't block other people's registration. Bang. The middle-aged man in cloth clothes slapped the registration table angrily. No, return the money, you must return our money, otherwise we won't leave. What kind of academy can train the most talented students? If we had known that your Shriek Academy was so shabby and so remote, we shouldn't have come. Da. The old man tapped the table lightly with his fingers. Mew bye, deal with it. Bang. A blonde young man on the tree jumped down suddenly. Want to get your tuition back? Defeat me and I'll refund you in full. Bang. 3 soul rings of yellow, and purple fell. Roar. The next moment, a huge white tiger appeared behind him. Isn't this the evil-eyed lecherous tiger? Why is he here? It's really a narrow road for enemies. Xiao pointed at Daimao Bai. Tap, tap, tap. As soon as Daimao Bai's 3 soul rings appeared, the people who wanted to get their money back stopped shouting, and at the same time scared away a lot of people. If you come to our Shriek Academy, then you have to understand the rules here. You don't even understand the rules, you're just giving away the registration fee for nothing. My Shriek Academy only accepts monsters. If you want to leave, it's not too late to regret it now. Bang. The old man stepped on the ground, and 6 soul rings of white, yellow, purple and black appeared. Those who don't have level 21 soul power can leave. Soul Emperor. Seeing the old man's cultivation, everyone was shocked. I'll do it. At this moment, a girl in a blue dress walked up. The old man touched the bones, and when he saw her martial spirit, he stood up instantly. Do your family agree that you come here? The girl shook her head. I'm just here to learn. Doesn't your Shriek Academy only accept monsters? The old man nodded. Okay, you passed the interview of Shriek Academy, wait aside. Soon it was Xiao and Tianxing's turn. Tianxing paid the money for both of them. Teacher, we're together. Seeing this, Xiao frowned, but didn't say anything. Yellow and purple. Martial Spirit Softbone Rabbit, 31st level Fighting Spirit Master. The old man, who was still very shocked when he saw the girl in front of him, nodded as if he had expected it. You are Xiao, who once reached the finals of the Youth Potential Cup, the Agility Attack Department. Xiao was slightly surprised when she heard this. How did you know? The girl in the blue dress next to her raised her hand in shock and covered her mouth. 12 years old, level 31 Battle Soul Master, and a finalist in the Youth Potential Cup. It seems that my decision to escape from the sect and come to Shriek Academy was not wrong. The old man looked at Tianxing. Then you are Tianxing. Tianxing nodded. The dean has already told me, Mew bye, you take them in. P.S. These 2 chapters are just about the changes in the plot, and the soul beast hunting mode will be turned on later. Chapter 172 Soul Master Oscar. Martial Soul Power. At the entrance of Shriek Academy, Netherworld Spirit Cat, level 27 Great Soul Master. The moment the girl finished speaking, 2 yellow soul rings slowly fell. The old man felt his hand to find out the bone age and smiled after testing that the soul power was up to standard. Go in, maybe you can still catch up with them. Whoosh. The next moment, a breeze blew by, and the girl disappeared in an instant. Xiao-san, let's go directly to the 4th level. Daimao Bai turned around and saw Tianxing queuing up, and asked him to follow. Wait, why can you go directly to the 4th level, while we have to go through each level? It's not fair, it's not fair. Yes. Yes. It's not fair. Daimyo glanced at the group of children. Seeing them like this, they had no chance to win to Shriek Academy. As long as your soul power is also above level 25, then you can go directly to the 4th level. Whoosh! At this moment, a black figure instantly ran over from a distance. Tap tap tap. The crystal ball on the test bench disappeared in an instant. When it reappeared, it had been taken away by a tall girl wearing a black leather jacket and black ear hair. But the next moment, the entire crystal ball was lit up by blue light. 27 points of starlight flickered slightly. 27th level soul power. The next moment, the scene was instantly shocked. Soto Hotel. At this time, Nian'an had just woken up. This time, in addition to wanting to meet the characters in the original plot and see if there were any major changes in the protagonist group, Nian'an actually had something to do. Zhu family, didn't Zhu get married before going to the overseas military base, and his wife was pregnant? After that, he never came back because of the Sunday and Moon continent. After defeating the Sunday and Moon continent, because there was no peace there, Xiaoyao was worried about returning, and Nian'an never called him back. If you count carefully, Xiaoyao has not been back for nearly 12 years. And his child is already halfway through 11 years old, because Xiaoyao did not come back. As the son of a meritorious official, his name was given by Nian'an, and his martial spirit was awakened by the deacon of the Holy Spirit Church in the palace. As the second generation of the strongest military in the Ming Empire, this treatment is unique. However, he did not live up to his privilege. As a branch of the royal family, he is more or less a royal family. Among the many chaotic blood martial spirits, he chose the Golden Legend. The Sun Martial Spirit, which is unique to the Ming Royal Martial Spirit, has enjoyed the dividends of the Ming Empire and awakened the innate full soul power. On the day of awakening the martial spirit, Nian'an gave him the fairy grass, which made him one step ahead of others. But this is a genius who has all three of the three things, the hope of the future army of the Ming Empire. He fled the Ming Empire 3 months ago and joined the army with the identity card of a guard child. Not only did he join the army, but he also joined the most dangerous border defense among the Ming Empire's military branches. It didn't take long for this matter to reach Nian'an's ears. You know, the imperial family of the Ming Empire is special. Although this child does not belong to the imperial family of the Ming dynasty, he is also a member of the royal family, and he is also the son of the contemporary Zhu family patriarch and the son of a general who defends the country. With so many identities added together, if he dies, it will be a serious diplomatic incident. In fact, these problems are not problems. Before this problem appeared, Nian'an knew that Zhu's child wanted to join the army when the idea was still in its infancy. Don't doubt the ability of the Jinyi. However, Nian'an acquiesced, but also sent enough people to follow him. Originally, Nian'an was going to let him go until he came back. Unfortunately, she was sick with longing. She had not seen her husband for decades, and with the departure of her son, Zhu's wife was already terminally ill. After all, Xiaoyao was gone, and her son was her spiritual sustenance. Now that her spiritual sustenance has also left her side, a huge psychological gap has appeared, and she fell ill all of a sudden. She has been examined and treated. In fact, there is nothing wrong with her body, but it is mainly the mental barrier, and she can't let herself go. That's why he became ill later. So, when Nian'an came here, there was one more thing, that is, to find Zhu's child. Swish. A Jinyi wearing a flying fish suit and holding an embroidered spring knife instantly appeared in front of Nian'an. Your Majesty, I have checked it out. The Prince of Wagyu will appear in the Soto City Great Soul Fighting Arena tonight. Nian'an nodded when he heard it. Slightly closing his eyes, the maid walked forward gently. On the other side, inside Shriek Academy. You in? The little guys are all pretty good. There is even a soul master this time. After hearing what Xiaoji said, Zhu King and Nian'an turned to look at Xiao. And Xiao was the only soul master mentioned by Xiaoji. Ahem, Tianxing's face was a little abnormal. Let's go to the dormitory. Hearing the 3 words dormitory, Xiao's eyes lit up. Nian'an was noble and fashionable. Although Zhu King was aloof and a little difficult to get along with, she was very big. Xiao was very curious about what Zhu King had to grow up. Due to Xiao's deviation, the 3 of them lived together, and Tianxing was helped away by Daimyo. Oh, by the way, Xiao-san, you'll live with another student from Shriek Academy. Hearing this, Tianxing frowned. I explained without waiting for Tianxing to speak. I have been assigned to the same dormitory with Fatty. Sai, to be honest, if it weren't too troublesome to change dormitories, I would have wanted to share a dormitory with you. That Fatty does 3 homemade meals a day and often steals my tissues. Hearing this, Tianxing was full of confusion. I didn't look like someone who was short of money, so why did he care so much about some tissues? Looking at Tianxing's puzzled eyes, I shook his head. You don't understand, tissues are all-level supplies. You can use them, but you can't live without them. Forget it, Oscar. Just when I was about to knock on the door. Bang. With a roar, the door was kicked open the next moment. I did it, I did it. Level 30, the youngest food-type soul master in the whole continent, here I'd come. A man with short grey hair and untidy beard ran out excitedly. After hearing his words, Tianxing was stunned. No way, such an old man is also a student of Shriek Academy. Really? Oscar, have you really broken through level 30? After hearing the man's words, I's eyes lit up and asked immediately. Excited Oscar turned around. Boss Dai, it's true. After my unremitting efforts, I finally broke through the 30th level of soul power. When I get the 3rd soul ring, I will let you taste it as soon as possible. Hearing this, I's face darkened and changed instantly. Forget it, you should eat that thing yourself. Let me introduce you, this is Tianxing, a new student recruited by our academy. I will live with you from now on. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novel, as there you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 173, Xiaoyao. Hello Tianxing, my name is Oscar, you can call me Xiaoyao from now on, from today on, we will live together. I'm excited just thinking about it, I didn't expect that Oscar, after waiting for so long, finally got my own roommate. After hearing I's words, Oscar's eyes lit up and he immediately came up. Xiao-san, don't be offended, Oscar, he is so mean. Okay, Oscar, I will tell the dean about your breakthrough to level 30 first. Night Soto City Fighting Soul Arena. In the bustling city, a loud noise and a burst of laughter suddenly sounded. No way, Dean, today I broke through the 30th level of soul power, and you brought me here to celebrate? This is, Oscar looked at the middle-aged man wearing a black cloak and glasses not far away with a face full of resentment. Why, I am so good to you, you are still not satisfied? Flanders glanced at Oscar without turning his head. You go and sign up for the competition, singles, pairs, it's all fine. After saying that, Flanders ran to the side on his own. Tap, tap, tap. The crisp footsteps slowly sounded on the rooftop. My lord, the VIP room is in front. Nian'an stopped, and the crowd behind him was instantly on guard. Looking down, Nian'an raised his eyebrows. It's interesting. Let's go. Hearing Nian'an say go, the team started to move again. A Xiaoyao noticed that Nian'an's gaze lingered, and in the VIP room, the moment Nian'an stopped, he appeared in front of Nian'an. Your Majesty, do you want? Hearing this, Nian'an shook his head. When will he come? The Xiaoyao retreated and quickly found the organizer. After calling up their competition records, Nian'an frowned. Is he here today? The representative of the Soto City Great Fighting Spirit Arena immediately lowered his head. My lord, here. Nian'an pointed casually, then let him go. Looking at the nearest match record, Nian'an narrowed his eyes. Why are all of them students from Shriek Academy? He raised his hand and crossed out the nearest match between Tianxing and Zhu King, and let a man named Xiaoyao take the first place. In 3 minutes, I want to see them on the field. The representative of the Great Fighting Spirit Arena nodded immediately. Sir, I understand. The next moment, he took the form and quickly retreated. Not long after, before 2.5 minutes had passed, the entire Fighting Spirit Arena was instantly filled with the sound of the broadcast. Now, please invite Tianxing, Xiaoyao to come on the field. Obviously, this match was decided at the last minute, so much so that the announcer missed a word. In a luxurious private room, a blonde young man heard his name on the broadcast, and his handsome eyebrows slightly gathered. The blonde young man was wearing a gorgeous platinum military uniform, and on his shoulders, there were shoulder straps with half a sun. What's going on? Didn't I sign up for a life and death duel? How could an ordinary fighting spirit appear outside? The young man, wearing a hat with the sun and moon shining on it, had a handsome face, three-dimensional features, and was intimidating without being angry. "Second Lieutenant, I'll go take a look." Not long after, a man in a silver military uniform came to his side. Tap, tap, tap. At this moment, a series of rapid footsteps suddenly rang out. Not long after, the representative of the Great Fighting Spirit Arena immediately found the man. "Second Lieutenant, I know this will take up a lot of your time, but please understand my often, sir." Bang. Arrogant. You have offended me, but you don't correct it in time, and you still want me to understand. Believe it or not, I will directly seal off your Great Fighting Spirit Arena with one order. The representative of the Great Fighting Spirit Arena changed his expression. He could only say helplessly, "My lord, there is an order from above." The young man's expression changed. "The patrol troops are come in." You have to know that the young man came to the city to enjoy himself today under the guise of patrolling. If he is caught by the patrol troops, he will be in big trouble. It is very likely that his identity will be exposed. How can he live such a carefree life? The young man immediately put on his clothes and said coldly, "I haven't been here tonight." Swish. "No, it's not good, Lieutenant. The entrance is sealed. All entrances and exits are sealed. The people who came are the Jinewea, the Snow Dragon Riders, the West Factory, and even the Palace Ladies." With every word his men said, the young man's face paled a little. Three military patrols, and the Palace Ladies are registered. This TM has received wind and is here to catch a typical example. If he is caught, the young man is sure that his military career will be over. It is very likely that even with the power of his family, it will be difficult for him to set foot in the military area again. The young man's first reaction was to run, but with his own strength, it was more or less wishful thinking to run in front of the three armies. "Second Lieutenant, you, just obey. The Lord said that we should leave after watching the game." Bang. The second lieutenant kicked the representative of the Great Fighting Spirit Arena. "Damn, old bitch, you didn't notify me when you knew there was an inspection. I tell you, if I get caught today, you won't have a good life." After saying that, the second lieutenant began to frantically take off his military uniform, even the gloves on his hands. He completely lost his previous elegant and noble appearance. Tick, tick. Time passed by bit, and Nian'an frowned. The Jinewea beside him kept looking at the watch. When the 3 minutes were up and he didn't see anyone on the stage, he was ready to cause trouble. Beep. Fortunately, when the 3 minutes were up, a blonde young man in a white fitted shirt staggered onto the stage. "Tianxing, Spirit Blue Silvergrass, Level 29 Great Spirit Master, please teach me." Blue Silvergrass. Hearing Tianxing's spirit, the young man raised his eyebrows. He straightened his sleeves. "Xiaoyao, Spirit Sun, Level 29 Great Spirit Master, please teach me." After saying that, Xiaoyao looked at the Jinewea not far from the stage with a guilty conscience. In the VIP room, after hearing Xiaoyao's words, Nian'an raised his eyebrows. "Stinky boy, so many years of training are still effective." Nian'an once gave Xiaoyao a fairy grass, which directly made him and Tianxing equalize the 1 or 2 years difference. Even in height, Xiaoyao is more like an adult. With a tall and straight figure, golden proportions, and a head of blonde hair, he is indeed very handsome. Watching him and Tianxing on stage, Nian'an couldn't help but sigh. "I'm old." Indeed, it is really very easy to give people an illusion. After all, more than 10 years ago, it was Nian'an who personally named Xiaoyao. First spirit skill, Blue Silver Grass Entanglement. On the fighting spirit stage, Tianxing took the lead in launching an attack, and immediately the blue silver grass entangled towards Xiaoyao crazily. Xiaoyao sneered, stepped forward, and ran quickly. His speed was actually faster than Tianxing's spirit skill speed. He stepped on the vine and stomped hard. In the air, Tianxing narrowed his eyes. "I got you." Bustling. The next moment, countless blue silver grass entangled and grabbed Xiaoyao's feet. "Although I don't know what system you are, you, blatantly, without even releasing your martial spirit, want to defeat me, a control system, it's too arrogant." Chapter 174. Shriek Academy protects its children. Chapter 175. Shriek Academy protects its children. Tianxing, who thought he had won, looked at the blonde young man opposite and began to talk. For so long, everyone, human or ghost, has been showing off, and only Tianxing was beaten by Xiaoyao. Tang Baiwan couldn't help showing himself a long time ago. How can he show his excellence without pointing out the shortcomings of others? On the other side, Xiaoyao wanted to admit defeat. After all, he didn't want to let time drag on and expose his identity and be sent back to the Ming Empire. But when he heard Tianxing shouting, Xiaoyao frowned. Who is he, Xiaoyao? The star of the Zhu family, the hope of the future. With royal blood. Valued by the Emperor of the Ming Empire. From birth to now, he has only been reprimanded in the army. As an 11-year-old lieutenant, who dares to blame him, who dares to say that he is not good enough? Is he, a great soul master worthy? Xiaoyao has his own pride. Although he was born in a top family and his rank of second lieutenant was somewhat exaggerated, he had won several third-class merits and fought his way out of many dangerous borders in 3 months with his own ability. Facing the arrogant accusation of a great soul master, he got angry. Ha, kid, you don't think I can't do anything to you, do you? Xiaoyao raised a cold smile at the corner of his mouth, and the next moment, the violent soul power in his body burst out instantly. Bang! The blue-silver grass on his feet was instantly shattered. He did a backflip and landed steadily on the ground. The next moment, a ray of light shone on his right leg. No. 1. Into the luxurious VIP room. Nian'an narrowed his eyes when he saw this scene. Soul bone, how could there be soul bone on his body? After hearing Nian'an's words, the Jinhui returned immediately. Report, Your Majesty, this soul bone is the 1,000-year-old right leg bone of the flash explosion wolf seized by the Wei prince at a criminal's den on the border of Shiba Autonomous Prefecture. By the time we found out and wanted to stop him, he had already, Nian'an's eyes flashed with helplessness. 1,000-year soul bone, this brat wouldn't think he had made a profit, right? Whether it was the Zhu family or the relationship of royal blood, Nian'an could have arranged something better for him. A top-grade 10,000-year soul bone, all over 50,000 years old, or a late 100,000 years old would not be impossible. But who knows, this kid? God gave him a good talent, but he wasted it like this. Never mind, let's see if there is any way to remedy it later. And at this time in that fighting spirit arena. Instant explosion. Bang. With a bang, Xiaoyao instantly appeared in front of Tianxing. Tianxing narrowed his eyes, and his pupils instantly turned purple. Purple demon eye. At the moment of using the purple demon eye, Tianxing saw Xiaoyao's fist come in at him, which had already rubbed against the air to produce flames. This speed, damn it, it's too fast to dodge, I can only resist. Mysterious jade hand. Bang. At the moment of catching this fist, Tianxing's face changed. Just when he wanted to make a move, the next moment, Xiaoyao's sidekick came. Bang. Thump thump thump. Tianxing instantly stepped back several steps, his face turned pale. On the other side, Xiaoyao clasped his hands and bent down. Shriek camp. Shwa. Seeing this scene, Douluo Dalu stood up instantly. This is Deming's military boxing. At the moment Douluo Dalu said this, Tianxing was knocked to the ground by a heavy blow. If nothing unexpected happens next, there will be another whip kick, but this whip kick is going straight to the face. If you get hit, you will either die or be seriously injured and have to lie down for a few years. Be careful. Douluo Dalu exclaimed. Sure enough, Xiaoyao had already jumped high, and in mid-air, the whip kick had already left an after-image. Bang. At the critical moment, Tianxing rolled away, he fell down, he fell off the ring. No, there is also blue-silver grass, he flew up with the power of blue-silver grass. A big pit appeared where Xiaoyao landed, and the ground was broken. If you get hit by this, you will basically say goodbye to the world. Interesting. Xiaoyao turned his head, and the sound of bones crackling was heard instantly. It was just a warm-up just now. On the other side, Tianxing kept panting. No, I can't give him a chance, otherwise, I will really lose. Second soul skill, parasitism. The ankle that Xiaoyao had been caught before suddenly grew densely packed with countless blue-silver grass. Once again, Xiaoyao was tightly tied up. This time Tianxing no longer talked nonsense, countless blue-silver grass submerged Xiaoyao, not giving him any chance. Hehe, don't you want to fight in close combat? I want to say that you have closed the only way to win. You are not the only one with a martial spirit. Zalalala. The next moment, a series of strange sounds rang out. Behind Xiaoyao, a big sun slowly rose. Sunshine. Swish. The next moment, a purple soul ring suddenly rose on Xiaoyao's body. Tianxing's face changed. Purple 1,000-year soul ring. Before he could react, Tianxing saw that all his blue-silver grass was burned by the dazzling sun and high temperature. Even if it was himself, after a while, Tianxing felt dizzy and dry in the mouth. The clothes on his body began to burn. Plop. After a while, he completely lost all consciousness. Facing such a large range of soul skills, Tianxing had no chance to dodge at all. 1,000-year soul ring, a 1,000-year soul ring appeared on the body of a great soul master. Could it be a mistake? That person is a soul master. Flanders frowned. I'll go and see. The next moment, Flanders walked to the backstage. He wanted to see if his students had suffered a loss. Xiaoyao had just returned to the backstage and put on his clothes when a genie Wei pushed the door open. Master Xiaoyao, please. After hearing the words of the genie Wei, Xiaoyao's face became extremely ugly. He turned his head and looked at the representative of the fighting soul field. Asshole, you promised me that as long as I appear, they will not trouble me. How dare you break your promise? Hearing this, the representative lowered his head. Please come in, sir. The envoy wants to see you. Envoy. Hearing this what? Xiaoyao's face darkened. His identity was definitely exposed. Wait, I need an explanation. Why does my student's opponent have a purple 1,000-year soul ring? Did you arrange a soul master for him? I tell you, Soto Great Soul Fighting Arena, if you don't give me a reasonable explanation and compensation today, my Shriek Academy will never let it go. Flanders directly broke through the blockade of the Great Soul Fighting Arena staff and entered the private room. Shriek Academy students, 1,000-year soul rings, soul masters. In just a few words, Xiaoyao knew that the middle-aged man in front of him was looking for trouble with him. Why can't a great soul master have a 1,000-year soul ring? On the other side, Flanders looked at the strange crowd in the private room and frowned. Chapter 175 Daimyo Bai. Am I being cheated on? Chapter 176 Daimyo Bai. I was cheated. The representative of the Great Soul Fighting Arena. Genie Wei. Why are they here if they are not in their Ming Empire? Wait, there is also this kid. Wait, he is a second lieutenant. Flanders looked at the shoulder straps on Xiaoyao, his eyes almost popped out. How old is this kid, a second lieutenant? After thinking about it, Genie Wei himself can't afford to offend. It seems that he can't offend the second lieutenant of the Ming Empire. If he offends the local army, how can he run his Shriek Academy? There is no way. Flanders can only shift his gaze to the representative of the Great Soul Fighting Arena. I need a reasonable explanation, otherwise, Yellow, purple, blab, 2 yellow, 2 purple, 3 blab, 7 soul rings flickered slightly. Soul saint. The representative of the Great Soul Fighting Arena wiped the cold sweat. I wonder, is there any problem with this soul saint? Flanders looked up. I don't understand how a great soul master can have a 1,000-year soul ring, so I doubt that you compare soul masters with our students. I demand compensation from you. After Flanders finished speaking, he emphasized the word compensation. After all, if someone is beaten, you can't just think about fighting back. It's all your fault, and it hurts yourself. The best thing to do is to demand compensation and get it. Of course, this is definitely not because Flanders is greedy for money, he just wants his students to get the most benefits. After all, who can not love such a teacher? Who said that a great soul master can't have a 1,000-year soul ring, you country bumpkin? The Warring States era is over, and you still have that foot wrapped around your little brain. The representatives of the Great Soul Fighting Arena are afraid of this soul saint. Xiaoyao is not afraid, a mere soul saint, in his eyes, is just a city defender. You. Okay, I'm going to check your bone age and soul power now. If it's true, I apologize to you for my ignorance. If it's not true, then your great fighting soul arena needs to pay a certain amount of compensation to my student. Hearing this, Xiaoyao smiled. Your vision determines the upper limit of your life. I have a 1,000-year soul ring, and 2 of them. But the moment Xiaoyao's voice just fell, 2 purple soul rings slowly fell from his body. At the same time, a lizard with red crystals on its body and a red snake appeared beside him. What the hell is this? Looking at the soul beast that appeared beside Xiaoyao, Flanders couldn't hold it in. Country bumpkin, do souls know? Xiaoyao was given too many responsibilities. When he was 6 years old, he refined the Chiron Tianxing potions, which greatly increased his physical fitness. In order for him to safely absorb the first soul ring for 1,000 years, he also made an exception for the first time to retain the soul in the soul ring. I don't know what souls are, what, vision, now I want to touch your bones and check your soul power. If your soul power is not over 30th level, then I apologize to you. Xiaoyao did not hesitate at all and stretched out his hand. Your pattern is just like this. Flanders also stretched out his hand, and the next moment his brows slightly frowned. He felt that Xiaoyao's bones were unusually tough and strong, and the powerful soul power on his body burst out. After his careful exploration, he found out. 11 years old, 29th level, indeed not 30th level. But how is this possible? Looking at Flanders' shocked face, Xiaoyao curled his lips and retracted his hand. I'm sorry, I apologize to you for my ignorance. I don't know if this comrade is interested in joining my Shriek Academy. My Shriek Academy only recruits geniuses, 25th level soul power before the age of 12. Now we already have 7 students. 3 of them have the strength of 30th level soul master, and 2 students have fought in the Continental Cup finals. Xiaoyao glanced at Flanders. You are such a shameless person. Who is your comrade? Do you share the same ideas as me? Are you from the Ming Empire? Xiaoyao said with disdain, and left directly. Flanders' hand froze in mid-air. Looking at Xiaoyao's back as he left, Flanders fell into deep thought. I didn't expect that there would be such a young lieutenant in Soto City, and his strength is so terrifying. It seems that I have to watch the little guys to practice hard. Tick. 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 In the luxurious private room No. 1. Nian'an, wearing a halo mask, looked at the fighting spirits under the stage leisurely. My lord, someone is coming. Hearing this, Nian'an did not raise his head, but just silently stopped his hands that kept tapping. Let him in. The Jinhui nodded and retreated. Yes. Tap 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 tap. Then the next moment, a series of crisp footsteps rang out. Shiba Autonomous Prefecture, Soto City 9th Border Defense Battalion, Lieutenant Xiaoyao greets the envoy. Xiaoyao raised his hand and saluted the man who was only a back figure in front of him. Your mother, Zhen, is seriously ill and dying. His Majesty has ordered you to go back and see your mother for the last time. Swish. Xiaoyao looked up instantly when he heard the words. There was an incredible light in his eyes. How is this possible? No, it's impossible, Mother. When I left, Mother was still fine. How is it possible? How is it possible? Before he finished speaking, Xiaoyao hurriedly walked out of the Soto Great Fighting Spirit Arena. Give the order to let Xuya come back as well. At the gate of the Fighting Spirit Arena. Bad luck, it's really bad luck. Let's go to the brothel with Boss Dai to relieve our anger. We are so depressed. The moment Ma Hongjin's voice fell, everyone in street looked over. Get lost, fat guy, go by yourself if you want to go, I don't have such bad taste as you. After saying that, Daimyo Bai turned his head and looked at Zhu King. Humph, disgusting. After saying that, Zhu King turned around and was about to leave. In an instant, Daimyo Bai was furious. No, what do you mean? Daimyo Bai stood in front of Zhu King, and the girls of Shriek Academy were immediately upset. Daimyo Bai. Evil-eyed lecherous tiger, what do you want to do? Do you want to hit your girl? Gurgle. While they were still arguing here, a luxurious carriage attacked from a distance. Tap tap tap. Then there was a burst of neat footsteps. Miss Zhu King, our master invites you. Looking at this person in special clothes, Zhu King frowned. Who is this? When she saw the palace maids wearing like pink gauze, with pretty faces and graceful figures behind this group of people, her eyes lit up. It's him. Zhu King nodded, walked around Daimyo Bai and went straight to the luxurious carriage in the distance. Daimyo Bai was stunned, but when he looked at this group of people in silver armor and white robes, his mind was experiencing a storm. Wait, the great snow dragon riders, why would they invite Zhu King? Wait, the Ming Empire, Zhu King, hotel. It was Zhu King that he saw outside the hotel at the beginning, and he just saw her coming out of it. Her walking posture was not right. He wanted to went to the hotel, but he stopped her and said she was kept. The more Daimyo Bai thought about it, the more his eyebrows jumped. Was he, cold-did? Daimyo Bai. I was cheated. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.